Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Magic Card Age. My magic card is super scary. Chapter 91. In the principal's office. The atmosphere was terribly depressing. Man Chang's face seemed so gloomy that it could drip out of water. The teachers who reported the situation stood in front of Xiao Chong, not daring to let out the air. Has the casualty statistics come out? Xiao Chong said solemnly. A total of 635 students died. Severely injured, there are 217 students who are still being rescued, said a teacher. Hearing the teacher's words, Xiao Chong took a deep breath and suppressed the anger in his heart. He wasn't annoyed by the number of casualties among the students. It was the students who were angry at Tianwu Academy for being so unbearable. Of the more than 2,000 students, only 100 of them dared to stay and fight in the face of the beast tide. This is simply a shame to throw it home. Headmaster, what should we do now? With so many students killed and injured, the parents of the students will definitely come to the school to ask for justice. And once this matter is known to the media, it will probably be very bad for the reputation of our Tianwu Academy. After hesitating for a long time, a male teacher looked at Xiao Chong and asked. When Xiao Chong heard this, he looked at him without saying a word. Suddenly, Xiao Chong slapped his palm on the desk and roared, "Now is the time to care about word of mouth. All the students who went to the wilderness to practice, have their parents sign a waiver of liability. They are dead and injured, so why are their parents looking for us? The most important thing now is why our school has cultivated so many wastes. The wild beast is the enemy of our human beings. The enemy is in front, obviously has the strength to fight, but blindly flees. Cause the soldiers of the famine army to die in order to save them. Students' life is life, but soldiers' life is not life. In order to save the soldiers whose students died, what should their families do? They have someone else's father, and someone else's father's son. Who should their families look for? Could it be that when the students die, their parents should not forgive them and protect those students and soldiers who sacrificed themselves? That's what they should be. Hearing Xiao Chang's roar, the male teacher who asked the question was so frightened that he immediately lowered his head and did not dare to look at Xiao Chong. I will handle the matter that the parents of the dead and injured students came to the school to hold them accountable. Now you announce that starting from this semester, the difficulty of the semester assessment will increase. If you fail the assessment once, you will be expelled directly. It's time for our Tianwu Academy to change, Xiao Chong said solemnly. After he finished speaking, the teachers who reported the situation to him all left one after another. Xiao Chong sat in the office chair and was silent for a long time, then picked up his mobile phone and made a call. The phone rang for a long time and was connected there. Xiao Lin, I'm really sorry about what happened this time, Xiao Chong said apologetically. The Xiao Lin in his mouth is naturally Lin Junwang. Mr. Xiao, I don't blame you for this, it has nothing to do with you. If you want to blame it, it's because of the poor strength of our number 26 military headquarters, which caused the students of Tianwu Academy to suffer heavy casualties. This matter may bring you a lot of trouble. I am here on behalf of the number 26 military headquarters, and I apologize to you, Lin Junwang also said apologetically. Xiao Lin, don't you say that. This time it was my fault. I was cheeky and used the teacher-student relationship between us to allow you to accept the students of our university for experience, and that would cause this to happen. I overestimated them. I wanted them to see the battlefield and feel the cruelty of the battlefield. I didn't expect this to be the result, Xiao Chong said with guilt. Mr. Xiao, after all, they are all students. It is normal for them to be afraid of wild beasts and not dare to fight with wild beasts. Moreover, fighting against the desolate beasts was originally the duty of our town's desolate army. It shouldn't be the case to ask the students to help. The person who really wants to apologize should be me, Lin Junwang said. Okay, Xiaolin, don't argue with me about whose fault it is. If I don't let the students go to the wilderness guarded by your military headquarters to practice, then this kind of thing will not happen. In short, this time, it is my fault, and the responsibility is mine. Moreover, through this wilderness experience, I realized that there is a big problem with our school's teaching policy. Otherwise, the trained students would not be so incompetent, Xiao Chong said helplessly. Teacher Xiao, you can't say that. When this desolate beast wave hit, one of your students performed very well. Lin Junwang said. Is it Chu He? I have heard the report from the teacher. Chong said. Ms. Xiao, that Chu He is definitely the dragon among people. I have never seen such an outstanding young man. To tell you the truth, I thought about digging a wall and letting him enter our military headquarters, or go to the military academy to study, but he refused. Teacher Xiao, you have to look at talents like Chu He, otherwise it will be a pity when someone is snatched away. Lin Junwang smiled. I won't let anyone steal him. Xiao Chong smiled. Afterwards, the two teachers and students chatted again, and finally Lin Junwang hung up the phone because there were too many things to deal with. Chu He, even Xiao Lin praises you so much, you are really excellent. Xiao Chong muttered to himself. Villa area. After Chu He returned to the school, he went straight back to the villa, slept on the bed and fell asleep. What happened yesterday was so thrilling. Not only physically, but also mentally exhausted. From morning, I slept all night. Chu He was awakened from starvation. After washing, Chu He left the villa and went to the cafeteria. There was no one in the canteen, so Chu He ordered a set meal, walked to the empty table and sat down and ate alone. After a while, a girl walked up to Chu He. Chu He raised his head and glanced at him. The opponent was the first student he wanted to draw when he gathered in the number 26 army camp, but the opponent was afraid to fight with Chu He. Is there anything wrong? Chu He looked at the other party with an indifferent voice. Chu He, I'm here to thank you. The girl looked at Chu He and said gratefully. She also had light makeup on her face, and she deliberately dressed up. She looked at Chu He's gaze, with a trace of admiration and infatuation. Mu Cheng is the nature of human beings. She saw the power of Chu He, and she had the shadow of Chu He in her heart. And she was able to survive because of Chu He. It's a bit too much to say that the grace of life-saving is promised by the body. But in her heart, she hopes that Chu He can become her boyfriend. She came to thank Chu He this time. In fact, she was able to get into a relationship with Chu He, and then the two could have a chance to interact. She also has some confidence in her appearance. She believes that she takes the initiative to approach Chu He, and Chu He will definitely not reject her. But Chu He's attitude is completely opposite to what she thought. For her thanks, Chu He just said, no thanks, indifferently. Then there is no follow-up. Seeing Chu He's attitude so indifferent and not angry, she continued to say, you saved my life, and my parents are very grateful to you. They want to invite you to dinner, can they? When Chu He heard this, he stopped his chopsticks, raised his head, stared at the opponent, and said nothing. Seeing Chu He's gaze, she was a little flustered inexplicably. Chu He choked her for a long time, then picked up the chopsticks and continued to eat. He just wanted to teach each other. But he changed his mind, there is no such need. But now he feels worthless for the deserted army. The other party only experienced a life and death crisis yesterday, and today is just like a okay person. Chu He suddenly felt chills for the soldiers who died protecting the students. Seeing Chu He ignored her, the girl got up and left wisely. Not long after she left, another person was sitting opposite Chu He. Chu He raised his head and saw that it was Huo Saiyu. You don't even call me when you eat. Huo Saiyu looked at Chu He and said along his mouth. Chu He smiled, how do I know you haven't eaten it? Forget it, I will forgive you this time. Huo Saiyu smiled. Huo Saiyu also bought a set meal and ate in front of Chu He. By the way, Chu He, I am going to create magic cards recently. Do you have any good suggestions? Huo Saiyu asked. Oh, are you planning to continue to create magic cards and perform magic card fusion? Chu He asked. No, I have figured it out. I plan to keep my feet on the ground and improve my strength step by step. One day, I will kill all the wild beasts. Huo Saiyu smiled. I can ask, what made you suddenly change your mind? Chu He curiously asked. Because of yesterday, I saw soldiers in the deserted army sacrificing themselves in order to cover the retreat of unfamiliar students. I can suddenly understand my father. At the time, my father's comrades told me that my father was killed by the barren beast because he couldn't retreat. I didn't understand why there was a way to retreat, but my father didn't retreat. But after what happened yesterday, I understand everything. My father is to protect the homeland behind him. Maybe he thinks that if the wild beast breaks the camp, maybe I will be hurt, so I won't retreat. In a sense, my father died to protect me. So I can't be so decadent anymore, I have to be down to earth, become stronger step by step, and improve my strength. Huo Xiyu smiled. Hearing Huo Xiyu's words, Chu-He smiled and nodded, very good concept change. But for the magic card you want to create, I really don't have any good suggestions. Only the magic card that creates the ghost system, I might be able to give some reference. But your discarded card should be of elemental type. In this regard, I can't give a reference. Hearing Chu-He's words, Huo Xiyu said nonchalantly, it's okay, it doesn't matter if you don't give an opinion. As long as you are willing to exchange some materials for me. I'm a little nervous recently, you help me exchange some materials, and then I will give you the credits. No problem, Chu-He said simply. Huo Xiyu had lifelong friendship with him. Just using credits to redeem some materials, Chu-He would not take it to heart, and he is not such a stingy person. Hearing Chu-He's consent, Huo Xiyu's face showed joy. After the two had dinner, they rushed to the material library. When Huo Xiyu selected the materials, Chu-He took out his student ID and prepared to settle the bill. But when Chu-He saw that his credits suddenly increased by 100,000 points out of thin air, a strange expression appeared on his face. Chu-He, do you have so many credits? Huo Xiyu said with a surprised expression when he saw Chu-He's credits exceeded 100,000. I don't know what's going on either. Could it be a problem with the credit calculation? Chu-He smiled bitterly. Wait, I will check my credits too. Huo Xiyu said. She took out her student card and checked the credits. When she saw that there were 50,000 more credits in her student card, her face was stunned. Chu-He, I think I know why we have these extra credits. Perhaps, it was given to us by the school as a reward for our brave fight when the wild beasts attacked us yesterday. Huo Xiyu said. Hungry. Chu-He heard the words and felt Huo Xiyu made sense. Otherwise, why would he and Huo Xiyu's student IDs have so many credits for no reason? After all, he challenged the Tongtian Tower and only got more than 40,000 credits. Huo Xiyu is right, your credits are all the academic awards Qian Zhao's to encourage you. Outside the material library, a man walked in. Chu-He and Huo Xiyu turned to look at each other. The person here is the director of the Academic Affairs Office, Lu Jian. I heard about the incident at the number 26 military headquarters this time. Both of you did a great job. Especially Chu-He, the fact that you gather students, encourage them, and let them fight against wild beasts has already spread in the school. Lu Jian smiled. Upon hearing this, Chu-He smiled, Director Lu, you praise me so much. I'm not complimenting. You performed very well this time, and the principal is also very satisfied with what you did in the wilderness experience this time. I went to find you in the afternoon, but I rang the doorbell outside your villa, and you did not open the door. I wondered if you were too tired and too heavy to sleep, and didn't wake you up. Lu Jian smiled. Director Lu, what's the matter with you coming to see me now? Chu-He asked. Lu Jian nodded, and said, the principal wants to meet you. The principal wants to see me. Chu-He was a little surprised. So, I have already conveyed it, let's go when you have time, the principal is waiting for you in the office. Lu Jian smiled, and then turned and left. Chu-He, it seems that the principal also appreciates you. The principal usually doesn't see the students, but occasionally shows up at the student conference. Moreover, the principal is still the 7th strongest in the rankings, a real diamond-level magic card master, known as the King of Rage. His magic deck is extremely powerful. In the Diamond Magic Card Master, the principal's strength is top. Huo Xiyu said to Chu-He after Lu Jian left. The principal is the strongest in the local rankings. Chu-He said, his expression was a little different. Hearing what Huo Xiyu said, he was full of curiosity about the principal of Tianwu Academy. Now Huo Xiyu also has 50,000 credits, and she can exchange materials by herself. Chu-He left the material library and went to the principal's office. A powerhouse on the Earth ranking, and also the 7th strongest on the Earth ranking. Among the card magicians, they were almost a handful of people standing at the top. When Chu-He arrived at the principal's office, he was a little surprised when he saw that he was sitting on an office chair, wearing a commoner, and looking kindly. Huo Xiyu told him before that Xiao Cheng's title is Angry Emperor. In Chu-hee's imagination, Man Chong should be someone who doesn't seem to be angry and arrogant. But the image of the other party was completely opposite to what he imagined. "Hey principal," Chu-hee looked at Xiao Chong and said respectfully. "Xiao Chong is not only powerful, but also old. It is necessary to give respect to each other. Chu-hee, come and sit down." Xiao Chong got up, looked at Chu-hee and smiled. Chu-hee walked to the chair opposite Xiao Chong and sat down. Man Chong looked at Chu-hee with an admiring look on his face. "I've heard of your performance at the 26th Military Headquarters this time, and you performed very well," Xiao Chong said. "The principal is so complimented, I just did what I had to do." Chu-hee laughed. "Don't be too arrogant. Although modesty is a good thing, with your strength, you don't need to be so modest," Xiao Chong said. Chu-hee heard the words and nodded with a smile. "Do you know the reason why I saw you this time?" Xiao Chong asked. "Headmaster, please say so. I heard Lu Jian say, you have been to the Devil's Cave, right?" Xiao Chong asked. "Well, I've been to the Magic Cave in Weidong City and spent a few days in the Magic Cave." Chu-hee nodded. "What do you think of aliens?" Xiao Chong asked. "The enemy of mankind." Chu-hee gave the answer without thinking. "Chu-hee, you are right, the aliens are indeed the great enemy of us humans. The Devil's Den is now a growing threat to us. I don't lie to you, a large demon cave in Wadu City broke out a few days ago with the alien magic card master and suffered a disastrous defeat. 3,946 card masters, including 3 from the heavenly ranking, 6 from the earthly ranking, and 12 from the celebrity ranking. But in the end, only the 3-day powerhouse, 5 land powerhouses, 2 people's powerhouses, and less than 500 magic card masters survived. As for the others, they all died in battle." Xiao Chong looked at Chu-hee and said solemnly. Hearing this, a surprised look appeared on Chu-hee's face. This kind of thing, in his opinion, is considered a secret. Why would Xiao often tell him such an important thing? "Principal, why did you tell me about this?" Chu-hee asked. "I want you to be my successor," Xiao Chong said simply. "Let me be your successor?" Chu-hee wondered. "Yes, you are excellent and very capable. Lin Junwang, the head of the military headquarters on the 26th, is also full of praise for you. So I want you to be my successor," Xiao Chong said. "Principal, what you meant by the successor meant that you wanted me to be the principal of Tianwu Academy," Chu-hee said with a strange expression. "Ha ha ha, Chu-hee, what are you thinking, kid? You want to be the principal, do you think the people in the school's academic affairs office will agree? And there are 2 vice principals. They are all staring at my position as the principal. If you really want to be the principal, I'm afraid those people will hate you with their eyes." Xiao Chong laughed. "Then what do you mean, principal?" Chu-hee asked rhetorically. "I want you to be the new angry emperor," Xiao Chong said. "Principal, don't you mean to tell me how your magic card was created, and then inherit your magic card group?" Chu-hee asked. Man Chong nodded. "Yes, that's what I meant. My magic cards are all special magic cards, which I call anger magic cards. The rage magic card has great potential, but I am too old, and it is difficult to make the anger magic card one step closer. So I will tell you the idea of creating my magic card group, and let you inherit my rage magic card group and become the new anger king." Hearing this, Chu-hee said without any consideration, "Principal, I'm very grateful that you value me so much. But I can't accept your kindness. If it were someone else, I'm afraid they would agree immediately. But for Chu-hee, he doesn't need to. With the Master of Horror talent, Chu-hee can create a more powerful ghost-type magic card." Xiao Chong Alife told Chu-hee his idea of creating the Rage Magic card group, and for Chu-hee to continue to create the Anger Magic card group, the gain outweighed the loss. After all, everyone's ideas are different. Even if he often tells Chu-hee about his anger-type magic card group creation ideas, it is difficult for Chu-hee to create a powerful anger-type magic card. What's more, Chu-hee is very satisfied with the ghost card he created. Even if his current magic card is still weak, as his magic card master level increases, he will definitely be able to create more powerful ghost-type magic cards in the future. For example, the legendary 4 zombies, generals, queens, Yingo, and Dry, Chu-hee can use them as prototypes to create a powerful zombie ancestor magic card group. Another example is the 10 Temple Yama and the 5 Fang Ghost Emperors in the underworld. It is even possible to use them as prototypes to create the Hell Demon card group and the Underworld Demon Emperor Demon card group. The weaker ones, such as the Old Black Mountain Demon, the Painted Ghost, the Nine-Tailed Fox, and the Shanjiao, can be used to create a Liao Jai magic card group. Chu-He has so many options. For Chu-He, he only needs to continue to improve his strength and create ghost-type magic cards, and he can go to the top, so why should he inherit Xiao Cheng's anger-type magic card group? Giving up the creation of ghost-type magic cards and inheriting Xiao Cheng's mantle would be completely worth the loss. Seeing that Chu-He refused so decisively, Xiao Cheng's face showed surprise. Why did you refuse? Xiao Cheng wondered. Principal, your rage magic card group is indeed very strong. Compared with your rage-type magic card group, my current ghost-type magic card group is very weak, and it can't be compared at all. But I am very confident in my goblin-type magic deck. I believe that it won't take long for my goblin-type magic deck to become stronger. Maybe one day I can surpass you, or even one day, I will become a god, the strongest person on the list. Chu-He said with a confident look on his face as he looked at Xiao Cheng. Hearing this, Xiao Cheng burst into laughter. Good job, Chu-He. You really make me appreciate it more and more. I thought you would gladly accept my mantle and create an anger demon deck. But I didn't expect you to be so ambitious. You actually want to use your ghost monster deck to be the first in the sky. Although this process may be difficult, I appreciate you as a courageous and confident person. It was me who was abrupt, and the person who asked you to inherit my mantle, just pretend that I hadn't said it. Xiao Cheng smiled. For Chu-He's decision, Xiao Cheng felt a little regretful in his heart. After all, he still hopes that Chu-He can inherit his mantle and carry forward the Rage Demon deck. Although regretful, Chu-He's attitude made him very satisfied. Young people must be self-confident, not self-confident, and they don't even believe in their own magic card set. That is not waste, what is it? And often think that Chu-He has the ability to do what he said. Next, let's talk about other things. Xiao Cheng said. Principal, apart from other things you said, I have one thing that is very curious. After the big demon cave you mentioned earlier suffered a fiasco, is that large demon cave now lost? Chu-He asked. He often heard it and said with a smile, of course there is no fall. If it is lost, how could the alien magic card master miss the opportunity to attack our world? The large-scale magic cave in Wadu City is the least dangerous among the 6 large-scale magic caves. The reason why I was defeated by the alien cardmaster was because the 2 alien clans who had been fighting together suddenly joined forces, and the cardmaster who was guarding the Devil's Cave was caught off guard. Although we have experienced a fiasco and lost more than 3,000 magic card masters, there will soon be follow-up power supplements, and finally repel the alien magic card masters and snatch the steel barriers in the magic cave back. After hearing Xiao Cheng's answer, Chu-He didn't ask any more. Chu-He, in a month, there will be an Advanced Magic Card Master Academy competition. Each university must send 3 students to participate in the war. Similar to the rules of the province-wide Magic Card Master contest that you participated in before. I hope you can play. Xiao Cheng said. Advanced Magic Card Master Academy competition. Is the opponent strong? Chu-He curiously asked. Very strong. Stronger than you can imagine. The Provincial Youth Magic Card Master competition you participated in before is completely incomparable with this time the Advanced Magic Card Teacher College competition. There are a total of hundreds of Advanced Magic Card Master Academies across the country, but only the top 100 Advanced Magic Card Master schools can participate. This competition is held every 3 years. Each institution can only send 3 students to participate. Those who are eligible to participate are the top universities in that institution. Xiao Cheng laughed. Upon hearing this, Chu-He's face showed expectation. To make Xiao Cheng say that the contestants are very strong, this Advanced Magic Card Master Academy competition may be very interesting. Seeing Chu-He's expression, Man Chong continued to say, Chu-He, but if you participate in the battle with your current strength, you may lose miserably. Hey, the 3rd-ranked Judean Academy, the 4th-ranked Vientiane Academy, and the 5th-ranked Yaohui Academy. The students participating in these 3 schools are all gold-level magic card masters, and they have a complete set of golden 9-star magic card sets. Xiao Chong said sternly. Hearing the usual words, Chu He's face showed a look of surprise. The same as an advanced magic card master academy, so the gap is so big. There are very few students in Tianwu Academy who have gold level magic cards. As a result, there are students in other colleges who have complete golden 9-star magic card groups. The difference is really big. Headmaster, what is the strength of the students from the military seminary school that ranked first, and the fortitude school that ranked second? Chu He asked curiously. I don't know which students they want to compete in the first-ranked military theological academy. But the participating students of the second-ranked Genyi Institute, I know one person. That person's name is Ji Yuan, a fourth-year student, and a gold-level magic card master. When he was a freshman, he entered the magic cave. At that time, his magic card group was at the gold level. Although the strength of magic cards was in the form of gold 3 stars and 4 stars, he relied on his magic card group to kill 5 more than a dozen alien magicians. 3 years have passed, I don't know what his strength is. But with your current strength, you have a very small chance of winning against that Ji Yuan. Xiao Chong said. Isn't it still a month away? Chu He laughed. Hearing Chu He's words, Xiao Chong smiled and said, I admire your confidence. If you need anything, just speak up. I don't need it for the time being, I'm going to leave the school and go to the magic cave. Chu He said. Go to the devil's cave. Then be careful, I don't want to hear the bad news of your murder. Xiao Chong said solemnly. Chu He didn't say more, got up and left the principal's office. The next day, Chu He greeted Huo Saiyu and left the school. Huo Saiyu didn't ask Chu He where he was going, she just asked Chu He to look forward to it, saying that when Chu He came back again, she would have a set of super magic cards. At that time, she will have a 5v5 magic card battle with Chu He. After parting with Huo Saiyu, Chu He went to the light rail station alone and took the light rail to Weidong City. On the light rail, Chu He called Chu Yun and told Chu Yun that he would stay at the school until the end of the semester before going back. Chu He thought that Chu Yun would not see him for a month and was sad. But Chu He didn't hear any sadness in Chu Yun's words. Chu He even heard happy emotions from Chu Yun's voice. It seems that Chu Yun is very happy for him not to go back now. After the two brothers and sisters Chu He chatted for a while, Chu He called Xie Yuanyuan again. From Xie Yuanyuan's mouth, Chu He learned why he didn't go back. Not only did Chu Yun miss him, but she was very happy. It turned out that this girl, Chu Yun, went shopping with Xie Yuanyuan every day during this period of time. If she wanted to buy it, Xie Yuanyuan bought it for her. Living with Xie Yuanyuan, Chu Yun has become a treasure. After all, when Chu Yun followed Chu He in the past, Chu He's predecessor would take care of Chu Yun, and Chu Yun was not allowed to spend extravagantly. But for Xie Yuanyuan, who has a wealthy family, money is nothing at all. In addition, the girl Chu Yun is very pleased with Xie Yuanyuan, especially Yuanyuan's sister-in-law, in the left and right sentences, which has already made Xie Yuanyuan fall, so she is so fond of Chu Yun. Knowing the reason, Chu He was dumbfounded. But now that Chu Yun and Xie Yuanyuan are together happily, he doesn't have to worry anymore. Chu He asked Xie Yuanyuan again and asked her to continue to help take care of Chu Yun. After the two chatted for a while, Chu He hung up the phone and rested on the back of the chair. In a few hours, when the light rail arrived in Weidong City, Chu He left the light rail station and hurried towards the community where the entrance of the magic cave is located. When Chu He rushed to the community where the entrance of the magic cave was located, a security guard immediately stopped Chu He. This is a private community, non-owners are not allowed to enter. The security guard looked at Chu He and said politely, I know Director Chen Mo. Chu He looked at the security guard in front of him and smiled faintly. This security guard is obviously from the Magic Card Security Bureau, and he has also entered the magic cave. After all, ordinary security guards wouldn't have the other side's eyes so overwhelming. Upon hearing Chu He's words, the security guard gave Chu He a weird look. May I ask your name? The security guard's attitude became more polite. Chu He, are you Chu He? The security guard heard Chu He's words and was surprised. As soon as his words were uttered, other people posing as security guards nearby heard them and moved closer. Are you Chu He? Brother, are you really Chu He? When these people saw Chu He, they all stared at him. Chu saw he and these people staring at him, with a weird expression. Is there any problem? Of course, no problem. Brother Chu He, go ahead and say. A security guard invited Chu He into the security booth. Seeing the smiles on these people's faces, Chu He did not refuse, and followed them into the security booth. These people again brought tea and handed water, and put the fruit plate in front of Chu He. Their attitude was simply too good. This makes Chu He confused. I don't understand what these people are going to do. Brother Chu He, we have all heard of what you did in the Devil's Cave. You single-handedly rescued Captain Rock from an alien's hand. It's really amazing. A security guard looked at Chu He and laughed. I am not alone. There is a companion named Lin Cheng who rescued Captain Luo Liang together with me. Chu He explained with a smile. For this kind of thing, Chu He won't take credit for himself. Lin Cheng told us about your rescue of Captain Luo Liang. Lin Cheng said that after the two of you rescued Captain Luo Liang together, the alien magic card master was chasing you, but you stood up and stayed behind and delayed the alien magic card master alone, otherwise he would never have the chance to rescue Luo. Captain Liang. In a sense, it is not an exaggeration to say that you single-handedly rescued Captain Luo Jing. And the few of us used to be soldiers under Captain Rock. We are all grateful to you for rescuing Captain Luo Jing. When Chu He heard the words, he understood the cause and effect. It turns out that these people are so enthusiastic about him, and there is still such a reason behind it. How is the situation in the Devil's Cave during the recent period? Chu He curiously asked. The situation is very stable, no major problems. On the afternoon that Captain Luo Liang was rescued by you, hundreds of card masters came to support. Now there are more than 800 card masters in the steel barrier. Although the alien magic card master is the same as usual, he will launch an attack every day, but he is easily repelled. A security guard laughed. By the way, Brother Chu He, you come here this time, are you going to the magic cave? Someone asked. Chu He nodded. Yes, I plan to go to the Devil's Cave to experience it. Then we will send you to the magic cave now. The security guards couldn't allow Chu He to refuse, and insisted on sending Chu He off. Chu He is also a little helpless. After all, it's not far, only a few minutes away. But they wanted to send it, and Chu He didn't refuse their kindness either. When they reached the alloy passage outside the entrance of the magic cave, several security guards stopped. Brother Chu He, enter the magic cave this time to try to kill more foreigners. Yes, kill those strangers who don't know the heights of the world, let them understand the power of our humans. Brother Chu He, I wish you prosperous martial arts, and you must return safely. Chu He looked at them, nodded heavily, walked quickly to the end of the passage, and walked into the vortex. The familiar feeling of weightlessness came. When Chu He recovered, he went to the world of Magic Cave. How does the entrance to the Magic Cave connect the two worlds? Chu He was curious about this in his heart. Unfortunately, no one can give him the answer. Chu He walked out of the room where the vortex was at the entrance of the Magic Cave and went outside. Right now it happened to be a meal. When Chu saw the people sitting on the ground by the river, they were eating with their dinner plates and involuntarily touched their stomachs. From morning till now, he hasn't eaten yet, and he is a little hungry. Chu He, Lin Cheng just came out of the canteen with the dinner plate. When he saw Chu He shouted in surprise. Why did you come to the Devil's Cave suddenly? Lin Cheng saw Chu He, walked quickly to Chu He's side, and asked with a smile. Come and experience, to participate in the Advanced Magic Card Master Academy competition in a month. Chu He laughed. It turned out to be like this. By the way, haven't you eaten yet? I'll give it to you, I'll make another copy. Lin Cheng handed Chu He the plate in his hand. Chu He was not polite either. After all, the two of them had a fateful friendship. When Lin Cheng had another meal from the cafeteria, the two sat on the floor. After all, the conditions in this steel barrier are like this. It is more difficult than in the camp of the deserted army, at least the latter can take a bath in the camp. Chu He and Lin Cheng talked for a long time. He also knows about the recent situation of the Devil's Cave. By the way, Chu He, Captain Luo Liang is forming a guerrilla squad recently. Every time, it's an alien magic card master who comes to attack us, we suffer too much. This time the guerrilla squad formed by Captain Luo Liang is a group of 3, responsible for sniping and killing foreign magic card masters. I wonder if you are interested? Lin Cheng asked with a smile. Is it a guerrilla squad that is responsible for killing alien magic cards? Chu He was very interested when he heard the words. After all, the purpose of his coming this time is to kill the alien magic card master, to improve his own magic card master level. Then enter the guerrilla squad, go to kill the foreign magic card division, just agree with him. I am very interested, but a group requires 3 people. In addition to the 2 of us, there is still 1 person missing. If it is added to people we are not familiar with, I am afraid it will achieve the effect of 1 + 1 less than 2. Chu He expressed his opinion. He and Lin Cheng cooperate very well. But if someone who is not very familiar comes in and cooperates with the other party, it may be counterproductive. Don't worry, there is already another candidate. Lin Cheng smiled. Who is it? Chu He curiously asked. I'll know when you see it. Lin Cheng sold it for a while. Chu He didn't ask any more. After the meal, Chu He went to see Luo Liang. When Luo Liang saw that Chu He came to the magic cave again, he welcomed him very much. After the 2 had a courtesy, Chu He mentioned about the guerrilla squad. Chu He, if you want to come to the magic cave for experience, I don't recommend that you enter the guerrilla squad. What I'm saying to you now is all out of selfishness. You saved me, I don't want anything to happen to you. Luo Liang looked at Chu He and said sternly. Hearing this, Chu He was a little curious. Captain Luo, are you saying that it would be dangerous to enter the guerrilla squad? Luo nodded. I'm not going to lie to you. Other magic caves formed guerrilla squads, although the results were good, they killed a lot of alien magicians. But the casualty rate of the members of the guerrilla squad is too high. After each operation, the casualty rate has exceeded 30%. A guerrilla squad of 3 people means that for each action, only 2 people can survive. Hearing Luo Liang's words, Chu He's expression was a little different. Captain Luo, since the casualty rate of this guerrilla squad is so high, why do you want to form it? Chu He wondered. To boost morale. You should also know that we have been guarding the steel barriers and have been on passive defense. Forming a guerrilla team to snipe the inhuman magic card master can improve our morale a little. After all, passive defense for a long time without counterattack can easily demoralize people. Luo Liang explained. So it is. After Chu He heard Luo Liang's explanation, he knew something. Captain Luo, thank you for your reminder. But I still plan to join the guerrilla squad. I'm here to practice. If there's no danger, then how can it be regarded as an experience? If someone else can enter the training group and kill the alien magician, so can I. Chu He laughed. Hearing Chu He's words, Luo Liang sighed softly and said, well, since you have already made a decision, I won't say more. Anyway, be careful in everything and keep your life as the primary goal. Chu He nodded, then turned to leave. Chu He found Lin Cheng, and there was another person beside Lin Cheng. The other party is south. Chu He was a little surprised when he saw Nan. Chu He, Nan is another of our teammates, how about it, right? Lin Cheng said with a smile. It's really reliable. Chu He laughed. After all, Nan's fusion magic card group made a deep impression on Chu He. With the addition of Nan, the combat effectiveness of their guerrilla squad will become stronger. After that, the 3 of Chu He went to the place where the guerrilla team was registered. The 3 of them successfully registered the guerrilla squad, and named the group as Chu Nanchang. It was considered a team name composed of 1 character for each of the 3 of them, and it had no special meaning. Now we are part of the guerrilla squad too. Let's leave the steel barrier now and go hunt those aliens. Lin Cheng asked, looking at Chu He and Nan. He looks a little excited now, a little urgent. For going to hunt inhumans, he felt his blood boil. I have no opinion, Chu He said with a smile. The purpose of Chu He's coming to the magic cave is to kill foreigners to improve his card master level. It is exactly what he wants to set off to hunt the inhumans now. I have no opinion either, Nan said. When he spoke, his eyes kept on Chu He. He naturally knew that Chu He and Lin Cheng had rescued Luo. Moreover, he also heard Lin Cheng say that it was Chu He who dragged dozens of alien magic card masters alone, otherwise Lin Cheng would not be able to bring Luo Liang back to the steel barrier. But for Chu-hee, Nan's mood is a bit complicated. In the Provincial Youth Magic Card Master Competition, Chu-hee defeated Yu Bo. In his opinion, Chu-hee is just a little bit stronger. Unexpectedly, in less than half a month, Chu-hee made a feat of blocking dozens of alien magicians. This feat, he thinks he can't do it. Why are you staring at me all the time? Chu-hee looked at Nan's eyes and stared at him, and asked with a smile. Chu-hee, can you fight me before we leave the Steel Fortress and hunt the Inhumans? Have a 5v5 magic card battle. Nan looked at Chu-hee and said solemnly. He really wants to know how strong Chu-hee is. Hearing Nan's words, Chu-hee laughed. No problem. Lin Cheng, you stay here and wait for us. Nan Khan said to Lin Cheng. Obviously this battle, Nan did not want the third person to know the result. Whether Chu-hee won or he won, only the two of them knew. Seeing Nan and Chu-hee leave, Lin Cheng had a helpless look on his face, and could only wait in place. Chu-hee and Nan walked into an uninhabited area. This area happened to be where Chen Fengwen and Jin Dong exposed their foxtails and wanted to kill Chu-hee. Revisiting the old place made Chu-hee's heart a little emotional, but the two of them are definitely not alive now. Chu-hee, I feel very sorry that I didn't play against you in the Provincial Youth Magic Card Master Competition. But I didn't think you were my opponent before. Although, I'm sorry, but I didn't take it to heart. But I heard that you and Lin Cheng rescued Captain Luo Liang, and I also heard that you blocked dozens of alien magicians alone. I think I made a mistake in judging your strength. I want to know, if there was no accident in the magic cave at that time, whether the champion of the Provincial Youth Magic Card Master Contest was yours or mine. So this time, I hope you will do your best. Nan looked at Chu-hee, a rare serious look on his paralyzed face. Hearing this, Chu-hee nodded slightly. No problem. Then Chu-hee took out 5 magic cards. Black and White Impermanence, Yaksha Rakshasa plus Yin and Yang Judge. The reason why Chu-hee didn't use Niu Tao Ma Mian and Juzi Guimu was because Chu-hee wanted to fight the other side fairly. Using gold level magic cards is a bit too bullying. Nan also summoned his own magic card. The 5 steel magic card creatures quickly merged and turned into a steel giant with a height of 30 meters, 3 heads and 6 arms, 6 swords in hand, and huge gun barrels on the back. Come on, Nan shouted loudly. The battle begins. But this battle was over in less than a minute. Nan looked desperately at the fusion steel giant who fell to the ground. It seems that I won by luck. Chu-hee smiled lightly, turning the 5 magic card creatures into magic cards and taking them back. The battle is no fluke. You win, you win. And I can see that you didn't use your full strength in this battle. I didn't expect you to be so strong. Nan Zhong also turned the fusion giant into 5 magic cards and took it back, his voice a little frustrated. Nan turned to leave. Chu-hee shrugged and followed each other. When the two returned to Lin Cheng's side, their expressions were the same as usual. Which one of you won? Lin walked over to Cheng Chu-hee and asked curiously. Guess what? Chu-hee said with a smile, without telling Lin Cheng. Lin Cheng glanced suspiciously at Chu-hee and Nan, but he couldn't see the result of the battle just now from their faces. Forget it, if you don't tell me, I won't ask. We can now set off to hunt the Inhumans. I can't wait, Lin Cheng said excitedly. You guys wait for me for a while before you leave. Chu-hee laughed. In Chu-hee's heart, a very interesting idea suddenly appeared. Chu-hee, do you have anything else to do? Lin Cheng asked suspiciously. I suddenly thought of one thing, very important. Just wait 10 minutes for me. After Chu-hee finished speaking, run quickly. What do you think he did? Lin Cheng looked at Nan and asked curiously. I don't know, it's only 10 minutes anyway, we don't need to rush for a while. Nan said carelessly. 10 minutes later, Chu-hee is back. It's time to go. Chu-hee laughed. Seeing Chu-hee's smile, Lin Cheng was very curious about what he was doing just now. But he thought about it for a while, but still didn't ask the question. After Chu-hee and the 3 left the steel barrier, Lin Cheng embodied the 2 Pegasus Knights and let them scout in the air. Chu-hee took out the shadow horse face Guanca, ready to materialize it, and let the shadow horse face integrate into his shadow to protect him. When Lin Cheng and Nan saw that the star of the shadow horse face that Chu-hee was holding was gold 1 star, both their faces showed disbelief. Chu-hee, I remember this magic card of yours, isn't it silver? I haven't seen him for a while, and this magic card has become gold. Lin Cheng looked at Chu He and said strangely. After Chu He realized the shadow horse mask, he smiled and said, I went to the camp of the army to suppress the desertion and encountered a wave of wild beasts. During that battle, the shadow horse broke through to the gold level. Chu He spoke in an understatement, but neither Lin Cheng nor Nan were fools. Although the two of them have never experienced the wild beast tide, they have also heard of the horror of the wild beast tide. How many wild beasts have to be killed to make a silver level magic card upgrade to a gold level magic card? 870. Just thinking about it, the two of them could guess how fierce the battle was at that time. By the way, do you have the position of the alien magic card master? Chu He asked. No, Lin Cheng shook his head. Only luck, see if you can meet a small-scale alien magic card master. Nan said. Hearing the words of the two, Chu He smiled mysteriously. I have a suggestion. Seeing Chu He's smile, Lin Cheng and Nan looked at each other, and both felt that Chu He's suggestion might have some problems. Sure enough, when Chu He said his suggestion, both Lin Cheng and Nan thought whether Chu He was crazy. Chu He, are you kidding us? Lin Cheng widened his eyes, watching Chu He strangely. Chu He, your strength is indeed strong among our peers, and you are outstanding. But just the three of us, going to the alien city to attack them is equivalent to committing suicide. Nan looked at Chu He and said in a deep voice. That's right, Chu He's suggestion is to go to the city where the aliens live, then hide in the city and attack and kill the alien magicians. You are wrong, in fact, the danger is not as high as you think. As the saying goes, it's dark under the lights. If we can infiltrate the city of Inhumans, they can't find us anyway. Chu He laughed. Infiltrating the city of aliens. Hearing this, Lin Cheng's face showed a puzzled look. That's right, infiltrating the alien city. Even if we kill the aliens, who knows who killed their aliens and hides in their city? Chu He laughed. But there are diamond-shaped crystals on the foreheads of foreigners, and we don't have them on our foreheads. As long as the aliens see it, don't we expose it? Nan wondered. Didn't I just leave for 10 minutes? In those 10 minutes, I recreated a magic card creature. Chu He laughed. Chu He takes out a waist card again. This magic card is only a silver 5-star, and it is an auxiliary magic card. The materials needed for this waist card were purchased by Chu He, who had just entered the magic card space and used the points of the magic card rank battle. Chu He created this magic card, not to fight, but to let them infiltrate the alien city. And the name of this magic card is Variety Painted Skin Ghost. Chu He materialized the variety of painted skin ghosts. A magic card creature wearing a red gauze dress with a beautiful face, like an ancient beautiful girl, appeared in front of Chu He and the three of them. Chu He, if you want a girlfriend, I can introduce it to you. With your strength, there will be many girls who are willing to date you. You really don't need to create this magic card creature. Humans and magic card creatures will have no results, it's a forbidden love. Lin Cheng said, looking at Chu He with a strange expression when he saw the ever-changing skin ghosts. What are you thinking? Chu He shook his head and smiled while holding his forehead. What skills do you have as a magic card creature? Nan asked. The name of this magic card creature is Variety Painted Skin Ghost. Her skills are battle makeup, charm makeup, fear makeup and variety makeup. And her passive is called containment of all things. Her skills can be used against non-magic creatures. Chu He laughed. Hearing Chu He's words, Nan reacted. You mean, let this variety painted skin ghost change our makeup and make us disguise as Inhumans? Nan asked. Yes, that's what I meant. And as long as we don't conflict with Inhumans after we make up as aliens, then we won't be discovered. Chu He nodded. Hearing Chu He's words, Nan and Lin Cheng looked at each other. Does it really work? Lin Cheng didn't quite believe it. Don't you know if you try it? Chu He asked rhetorically. Then let me try it. Nan said. Chu He nodded and let the variety painted skin ghost begin to use the variety makeup skill on Nan. The 4 skills of variety painted skins can be used on any magic card creatures and humans. But the first 3 makeup looks are the combat makeup that increases combat effectiveness, the charming makeup that reduces the enemy's desire to attack, and the fear makeup that makes the enemy lose their combat effectiveness. Only the skill of changing makeup is universal. Not only makeup, but even a pig can be dressed up as a tiger, which is the power of the ever-changing makeup. To put it bluntly, the skill of variety makeup is equivalent to an illusion that is attached to the magic card creature or person being made up, but this illusion is real, and it is a permanent illusion. As long as you don't fight, variety makeup will never expose. Lin Cheng watched variety painter pick up a pen and gently waved it on Nan's face. Yin Qi emanated from the pen and enveloped Nan's face. After a while, the yin qi that shrouded Nan's face disappeared. When Lin Cheng saw him, his expression was like a ghost. Now Nan's appearance is not only a diamond-shaped crystal on his forehead, but his face has completely changed. What's the effect? Nan asked, looking at Lin Cheng. Good, very good. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. This is too exaggerated. You've really become an alien now, Lin Cheng said with a stunned expression. Hurry up, come to me too, Lin Cheng said hurriedly. Chu He smiled and let the variety-painted skin ghost use variety makeup on Lin Cheng. After a while, Lin Cheng's face also turned into that of an alien. Lin Cheng touched his face and found that the diamond-shaped crystals on his forehead could be touched with his hands. Is what I look like real? I can feel the diamond-shaped crystals on my forehead. Chu He, you magic card creature is too amazing, Lin Cheng said in surprise. There's no need to be so surprised, but you have to be careful not to conflict with others. After entering the city of aliens, don't have a physical conflict with aliens, or the makeup effect on your face will disappear, Chu He said. Understood. Lin Cheng nodded and continued to touch his face with an incredible look on his face. Chu He also allows the skinny ghost to use a variety of makeup on him. After a while, the three of Chu He successfully disguised themselves as inhumans. To be on the safe side, the diamond-shaped crystals on the foreheads of the three of them are the same, which also proves that the three of them belong to the same clan. As for the color of the rhombus crystals, Chu He made them one of the most common grays. Chu He and the others didn't understand what the color of the diamond-shaped crystals on Inran's forehead represented. However, using the most common gray color of the diamond-shaped crystals on the forehead of the aliens, it is naturally not wrong. After the three, make up, into aliens, move on. But along the way, they have not encountered strangers. Until a few hours later, the three of Chu He encountered a group of aliens. Lin Cheng and Nan were still a little nervous when they saw this group of aliens. After all, they are not sure whether they will be exposed now. Don't be nervous, it'll be all right, Chu He laughed. Hearing Chu He's words, Lin Cheng and Nan both pretended to be calm. Why are you here? Among the leading foreigners that Chu He encountered, there was a foreigner with red diamond-shaped crystals on his forehead. Looking at the three of Chu He, he shouted loudly. We were chasing humans just now, but unfortunately let him escape. So we're ready to go back now, Chu He said. Chasing human beings. Hearing this, the alien looked at the three of Chu He suspiciously. The three of you are all fodder as cannon fodder. What do you use to hunt down humans? With a wave of his right hand, he asked other aliens to surround Chu He and the others, and said coldly. Hearing this, Chu He's mouth twitched slightly. He now understands the color difference of rhombus crystals. In order to avoid trouble, he made the color of the diamond-shaped crystals on the foreheads of the three of them to be the most common gray. But this gray actually represents cannon fodder. It is no wonder that every time the inhuman magic card master attacked the steel barrier, the diamond-shaped crystals on the forehead were the most inhumans. I didn't even think of such a simple question, it's a miscalculation. Chu He sighed in his heart. I ask you something, why don't you answer? On his forehead was a stranger with a red diamond crystal, looking at the three Chu He, and shouting loudly. Shadow horse face, Chu He said indifferently. Upon receiving the order, the shadow horse face appeared from the shadow under Chu He's feet. A shadow arrow shot out and shot the leader directly. When other strangers saw this, they all looked shocked. Are you crazy? You actually killed the red soldier. A stranger looked at Chu He's strange way. Chu He glanced at each other, with a sneer on his face. Leave a living, kill all the others. Chu He gave an order. Shadow horse face starts to kill. Before these strangers had time to realize the magic card creatures, they were shot and killed by Shadow Horse. When there was only one stranger left, he looked at Chu He in horror and shouted, Are you crazy? Start with your compatriots. Chu He walked over, kick the opponent's stomach and kick the opponent to the ground. When the stranger saw that Chuhi's face began to change, and eventually even the diamond-shaped crystals on his forehead disappeared, he reacted. "You are a human," he said in disbelief with a look of horror on his face. "Nonsense, stop talking, now I ask you, what do the diamond colors on your strangers' foreheads represent?" Chuhi said coldly. Hearing Chuhi's words, the stranger closed his eyes, acting as if he would rather die. For people like the other party, Chuhi has a way. Chuhi embodies the ever-changing painted skin ghost, letting her put a fear makeup on herself. At this time, the variety painted skin ghost was like an evil ghost crawling out of hell, and its appearance was extremely permeating. This stranger had ever seen a demon, was so scared that he screamed loudly, and quickly said everything he knew. After that, Chuhi let the shadow horse face, and shot the opponent with an arrow, ending the opponent. It turns out that the diamond crystal color on the forehead of the foreigner has so many divisions. Chuhi secretly said in his heart. Up to the present position, Chuhi has only seen aliens whose diamond-shaped crystals on his forehead are gray, red, and blue. According to the information that Chuhi interrogated from this alien population, there are 8 colors of diamond-shaped crystals on the forehead of a different person. Gray represents cannon fodder and is called Gray Soldier. Red, representing the little boss, is equivalent to the squad leader of the deserted army, called the Red Soldier. Blue, no clan, able to act alone, not able to lead soldiers, called Ronin. Black, which represents a crime, is a sign of a sinner, and is called a black man. Green represents ordinary people and is called natural people. Natural people also have magic card divisions. The difference between gray soldiers and red soldiers is like the difference between civilian magic card divisions and military magic card divisions. Silver, representing the nobles among foreigners, is a powerful magic card master, able to dominate a city, called the Silver Clan. The golden color represents the nobles among the nobles. It is the most powerful magic card master. There are several silver races under his command, called the Holy Races. Finally, there is a foreigner with rainbow 7-color diamond crystals on his forehead. It is the royal family among foreigners, and manages everything about foreigners. Chuhi thought about it and asked Variety Painted Ghost to reapply Variety makeup to them, changing the diamond-shaped crystals on their foreheads to blue. Playing as a Ronin is the best choice for them. You can move freely, you will not be provoked by other strangers, and you will not doubt it. After the makeup of the 3 of them changed, Chuhi searched for the dead bodies of the foreigners and found a lot of foreign coins from them, and then the 3 of Chuhi continued to move towards the foreigner city. In the wilderness, a man and a woman were riding on a black leopard magic card creature and a snow leopard magic card creature and running wildly. Both of them were a little embarrassed. The 2 magic card creatures, the black leopard and the snow leopard, were also covered with scars. Catch them, kill them. Anyone who kills them will be rewarded with 100 gold coins. Behind them, there were more than 20 foreigners riding on the magic card creatures and chasing them. The leading red soldier roared. When the other gray soldiers heard that there was a reward of 100 gold coins, their eyes were flushed with excitement. 100 gold coins, if they are exchanged for banknotes, they are as huge as 1 million. For foreigners, this is a huge sum of money. They became even crazier. You go first, I will block them. The man saw the strangers behind him getting closer, his face solemn. Brother, you are crazy, there are so many of them, you will definitely die if you stay. Go together. Even if we are going to die, our 2 brothers and sisters will die together. The woman shouted softly when she heard the words. Wuya, if we are all dead, who will take care of our parents? Do you want to leave our parents old and helpless? Listen to me, you leave immediately. If you don't leave, even if I die, I will hate you. The man roared. Wu Bei, why are you so selfish? You let me go, how can I explain to my parents? You are dead 100, but what do you want me to do? Since you don't care about anything, I don't care about anything. Wu Ya said angrily. Wu Bei sighed softly when he heard the words. Okay, let us 2 brothers and sisters fight to the death with these strangers. If we die, we can only repay our parents in the next life. Wu Bei showed a crazy look on his face. The Black Panther magic card creature he was riding stopped. He jumped off the panther and looked at the stranger chasing behind him. Wu Ya also stopped and jumped off the snow leopard. Both brothers and sisters realized they're magic card creatures. Human, don't you run away. The Kai Bing, who led the foreigner, saw Wu Bei and Wu Ya stop, with a sly smile on their faces. With a wave of his right hand, the strangers realized the magic card creatures and surrounded their two brothers and sisters. The strength gap between the two sides is huge, and Wu Bei and their two brothers and sisters have no chance of winning. But neither of them had fear in their eyes. The foreigner, even if I die, I will drag some of you back. Wu Bei showed a cruel expression on his face, staring at the foreigner. Hearing this, strangers disdained to sneer. Just rely on your magic card creatures. Our magic card creatures are more numerous and powerful than you. Just relying on you, why should we hold our backs? Humans, just die. The stranger Chibing looked at Wu Bei with a cold voice. At this moment, 3 strangers from a distance rushed over. When the leading stranger Chibing saw these 3 strangers, his face changed slightly. 3 Ronins. Kai Bing was a little puzzled when he saw these 3 strangers. It is extremely rare for 3 Ronin to act together. The Red Soldier of the Lita clan, I have seen 3 Ronin. The Red Soldier respectfully greeted these 3 strangers. Although the Ronin does not belong to any clan, the strength of the Ronin is very powerful. In the face of the strong, respect is a must. In the bones of aliens, the idea of the weak obeying the strong is deeply ingrained. Leave these 2 humans to us. A Ronin looked at the brothers and sisters Wu Bei and Wu Ya, and said solemnly to the alien Red Soldier. These 2 humans, the ones who killed our nation before. Although they killed only gray soldiers, but they provoke our clan, this is absolutely intolerable. 3 Ronin, this is our nation's business, please don't interfere. Yiren Chibing said solemnly. This is really a coincidence. We hate humans too. These 2 humans must be handed over to us. We will kill them. Or do you want to be enemies with the 3 of us? The Ronin, who asked the Lita clan to hand over the humans, said indifferently. After the Ronin finished speaking, he summoned a magic card creature. A 3-meter-tall man wearing black armor, with flames burning on his feet, holding 2 giant axes, and a bull-headed magic card creature appeared in front of everyone. Gold, level. Kai Bing's face sank when he saw this magic card creature with a bull's head. The magic card creatures on their side are all silver level. His strength is the strongest, but his magic card creatures are only 6-star silver. Although the Ronin only materialized 1 waste card creature, he suspected that the Ronin's magic card creatures were all gold level. And there are 2 other Ronin, their strength is definitely not weak. If there is a conflict, they have a higher chance of losing. Once you lose the battle, you're dead. Ronin, I want to know the reason, why do you want these 2 humans? Yiren Chibing said solemnly. As I said, we are going to kill these 2 humans with our own hands. The Ronin who summoned the magic card creature said indifferently. The Yiren Chibing took a deep breath, holding back anger on his face, and said coldly, okay, we will hand over these 2 humans to you to kill. After he finished speaking, he waved his hand. The aliens around him all took back the magic card creatures and followed him away. Brother, the situation is in trouble. Those aliens are gone, and there are even more troublesome aliens. Wu Ya said solemnly as she looked at the terrifying magic card creature with a giant axe in both hands, and a giant axe in both hands. Fight, either we die, or they die. Wu Bei had a crazy look on his face, and he already had the will to die. Just when the 2 brothers and sisters were about to go all out, the inhuman who saw him incarnate the magic card creature suddenly smiled at them. Leave, be careful. Wu Bei had a strange look on his face when he heard the other party's words. Don't understand. Leave here. If you wait for those aliens to return, it will be troublesome. The 2 brothers and sisters Wu Bei glanced at each other, and both saw doubts in each other's eyes. They didn't understand why the 3 aliens would let them go. You haven't responded yet. We are not aliens at all. Wu Bei heard another alien laugh. His expression became even more eccentric. Aren't you strangers? Wu Bei said differently. Yes, we are not aliens. Wu saw the alien who realized the magic card creature from Begu, and rubbed his face hard. In his eyes, the face of the other party gradually deformed, and the diamond-shaped crystals on the forehead disappeared. Are you human? Wu Bei said in a different way. Of course it is human. If it were not human, would we save you? Chu He, who changed back to his real appearance, looked at the two brothers and sisters Wu Bei and smiled. Okay, you leave first. Chu He said. Chu He embodies the variety-painted skin ghost, and reapplies the variable makeup to himself, turning back into a Ronin appearance. When you go back, be careful yourself. Chu He smiled. After that, Chu He turned Mingyan Niatu and variety-painted skin ghost into magic cards and took them back, taking Lin Cheng and Nan away, and chased them in the direction where the strangers had left before. Chu He's purpose was to kill foreigners. Now that he found the target, he couldn't let them go. The reason why I didn't do it just now was because there were Wu Bei and Wu Ya, two brothers and sisters, worried that a fight with those strangers would affect both of them. But without the two of them, you can do it at will. See Chu He and three people leave. The two brothers and sisters of Wu Bei breathed a sigh of relief. They felt like they had walked through the ghost gate. Brother, will the three of them be a guerrilla squad just like us? Wu Ya asked. It looks like it should be, but the magic card creature of that person just now is really peculiar, and it made them change their appearance. This kind of magic card creature is unheard of. Wu Bei said with emotion. We return to the steel barrier first. This time they save our kindness, and when they return to the steel barrier, we will thank them again. Wu Bei said. After that, the two brothers and sisters rode the Black Panther and Snow Leopard magic card creatures and returned towards the steel barrier. The Chu He trio are now chasing those strangers at full speed. After a few minutes, Chu He caught up with them. These strangers are 50 meters in front of Chu He. Magic card creatures protect their surroundings. Do it, Chu He said coldly. Both Lin Cheng and Nan realized they're magic card creatures. In the barrel behind the steel giant formed by the fusion of the magic card creatures in the south, two rocket launchers flew directly and bombed the aliens. Enemy attack. A stranger yelled in horror when he heard the sound of the rocket launcher flying and raised his head to see the two rocket launchers flying towards them. For a time, strangers realized they're magic card creatures. A magic card creature with the appearance of a big bird radiating cold air flew towards two rocket launchers. This magic card creature breathed out cold air, trying to freeze the two rockets. But it's useless at all. One of the two rockets directly hit its body, blasting its body to pieces on the spot. Another rocket launcher fell into the crowd. The strangers hid behind the magic card creatures one after another, avoiding the explosion. But the explosion caused by this rocket launcher severely damaged many of their magic card creatures. The next moment, Mingyan Niatu rushed to the magic card creature of the stranger and launched an attack. It's you, why? The red soldier among this group of aliens, after seeing Mingyan Niu's head, looked behind him with a crazy expression. He didn't understand why the three Chu He attacked them. He obviously handed the two brothers and sisters Wu Bei and Wu Ya to Chu He to deal with them. There is no why, Chu He said in a cold voice. Chu He snapped his fingers, and the shadow horse face hidden in his shadow appeared, and a shadow arrow flew out and shot the opponent directly. Shadow horse continued to shoot arrows. Chu He's target is the alien magic card master. Kill them, you can improve his magic card division level. Naturally, Chu He won't feel soft. Under the attack of Shadow Horse Face, these strangers were killed one after another. After killing more than a dozen foreigners, Chu He felt signs of surging in his body's waste power. I'm going to break through. Chu He's face showed excitement. Chu He also embodied the Ghost King Yasha and the Blood Demon Rakshasa. Under the order of Chu He, the Ghost King Yaksha attacked the magic card creature embodied by the alien magic card master. Under the order of Chu He, the Blood Demon Rakshasa went to attack the alien magic card master. Go and kill these three Ronin. The Grey Soldier Yuren shouted loudly. But Lin Cheng's two Pegasus Knights surrounded Chu He and the three of them. Moreover, Lin Cheng's three Blood Elf Rangers were also guarding Chu He's side. Just relying on these alien magic card creatures, they can't come at all, and they will be shot and killed by the Blood Elf Ranger halfway. Soon, all Inhumans died. Chu He felt the waste power in his body and began to boil, with a surprised look on his face. Finally broke through, Chu He secretly said in his heart. Now Chu He is also a genuine silver card master. Although it is only 1 star of silver, this is only the first day of entering the Devil's Cave. There's still a month left. Chu He is confident that within this month's time, he will increase his strength to 9 silver stars. Even it is not impossible to break through to the gold level. All alien magicians are dead. Their magic card creatures are not controlled by anyone, and they are completely fish on a sticky board. He was killed one after another under the attack of the underworld flame bull, the shadow horse face, the ghost king Yasha, the blood demon Rakshasa, and the 5-in-1 steel giant. The battle is over soon. Chu-hee walked over to the corpses of these inhumans and collected all the money on them. Chu-hee, what are you doing? Why do you collect coins from aliens? Lin Cheng looked at Chu-hee and wondered. We will infiltrate the city of the aliens later. Then foreigners' money is very important to us. After all, money can make a ghost run the mill. Money can drive even ghosts, but can't it drive mere aliens? Chu-hee asked with a smile. Hearing this, Lin Cheng understood what Chu-hee meant. Let's go. Chu-hee laughed after taking a bite of the aliens' money. The Chu-hee trio keep going. When night fell, Chu-hee found a place to rest in the wilderness. The three took turns vigil. Silent all night. The next morning, the three of Chu-hee continued to move towards the alien city. For the next 2 days, Chu-hee and the three of them relied on disguising as Ronin to kill all the aliens they encountered. After the 3rd day, the city of aliens appeared in front of the three of Chu-hee. This alien city is similar to the ancient architectural style. But the clothes that the aliens wear are modern and look a little weird. Above the city wall are patrolling aliens, and there are aliens guarding the gate. The gate is on the wall next to it, and there are several wanted notices posted. Remember, after entering the city, don't conflict with foreigners, and try to deal with foreigners as little as possible. If there are strangers who don't have long eyes to provoke us, then we will be more fierce than them. We, or Ronin now, and ordinary aliens are afraid of us. Chu-hee said to Lin Cheng and Nan. Hearing Chu-hee's words, Lin Cheng smiled and said, don't worry. It won't show its legs. Nan also nodded, don't worry, my infiltration plan won't go wrong because of my gaffe. Hearing the words of the two, Chu-hee smiled. Let's go, enter the alien city. After this action, the reputation of our Chu Nanchang team will become very loud in this devil's cave. Chu-hee laughed. The three Chu-hee walked towards the foreign city. When the stranger guarding the city gate saw the three of Chu-hee, they did not stop him. The three Chu-hee entered the city smoothly. Don't miss it when you pass by, fresh fruits and vegetables. Newly arrived sea fish, the meat is fat, please buy one and try it. The change of season clothes are dealt with at a discount, and the quantity is large and preferential. This, handsome guy, come and take a look at these jewelry, I can give you a girlfriend. The scene in the city was beyond Chu-hee's expectations. Seeing the scene before him, Chu-hee and others faced the ship. Vegetable sellers, seafood sellers, clothes sellers, small commodities, everything. This looks like a vegetable market. This is the city of foreigners. Lin Cheng whispered. It should be, Nan said with a dull expression. After all, no one has ever been to Inhumane City, and no one knows what Inhumane City is like. Let alone the two of them. It's that Chu-hee has been moved by the scene in front of him. In his imagination, the foreign city should be more wild and sturdy than the scene in front of him. What is the appearance of this vegetable market? However, the appearance of the inside of Inhuman City also made Chu-hee and the three of them mixed in more easily. We, find a place to stay first. Chu-hee said. The three wandered around the city for a while. When passing by a building that looks like a brothel, a beautiful woman with green diamond crystals on her forehead, dressed like an old crow, ran to Chu-hee and said with enthusiasm, "Three Ronin brothers, come in and sit and listen. Listen to the small song. It's not just a good wine and beauty for company. Today, our city's Oran will also perform on stage. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." Lin Cheng, who was dragged by the opponent, remembered that Chu-hee came to the city and told them. In order to avoid dealing with the other party, his face was angry and he yelled, "Let go of your hands." When Lin Cheng roared, the strange old crow immediately let go of his hand in fright and looked at Lin Cheng in horror. "Sorry, my brother is a bit irritable. It just so happens that the three of us are tired too, so it's not bad to go in and take a rest." Chu-hee laughed. Upon hearing Chu-hee's words, Lin Cheng and Nandu looked at Chu-hee in surprise. "It's this Ronin who knows how to enjoy, please come in with me." The strange man ran to Chu-hee's side, took his arm, and enthusiastically pulled Chu-hee into this building that looked like a brothel. Inside. What is Chu-hee doing? Nan saw Chu-hee being pulled into the brothel by a stranger, with a puzzled expression. I don't know. Lin Cheng was also dumbfounded. Could it be that Chu-hee has been lonely for too long? The variety-painted skin ghost that Chu-hee has manifested before is extremely beautiful. But the variety-painted skin ghost is a magic card creature after all, and humans and magic card creatures are fruitless. Now I have encountered this charming stranger again, do you think Chu-hee is heart-stricken? Lin Cheng whispered in Nan's ear. I don't know if he will be tempted by the stranger Lao Cho. But I know that if Chu-hee hears you, he will definitely clean up you. Nan's voice said indifferently. Impossible, Chu-hee and I have a fateful friendship, how could he clean up me because of this? Lin Cheng smirked and followed Nan into the brothel. The two of them saw Chu-hee sitting swaggering at the table in the center of the lobby on the first floor. There was also a strange woman who was full of wind and dust sitting beside Chu-hee, serving Chu-hee tea, pouring wine, and feeding fruit. Lin Cheng and Nan walked over, and they dispersed the female strangers around, sitting on the left and right beside Chu-hee. Chu-hee, are you crazy? Before entering the city, didn't you just tell us to let us deal with foreign people less? As a result, you are doing well now, you actually ran into the brothel. Isn't this asking for trouble? Lin Cheng reached Chu-hee's ear and said in a low voice. Chu-hee smiled, patted Lin Cheng on the shoulder, and motioned Lin Cheng to feel at ease. Chu-hee, what do you want to do? Nan looked at Chu-hee with a puzzled expression. Chu-hee stretched out his hands and motioned for the two to approach him. When Lin Cheng and Nan approached Chu-hee, Chu-hee smiled lightly, listen to the song and see how beautiful the alien Oran is. Upon hearing this, Lin Cheng and Nan looked at Chu-hee with a look of surprise. Are you really crazy? Lin Cheng said in astonishment. Not crazy yet. Chu-hee smiled, picked up the grape-like fruit on the table and put it in his mouth, enjoying it with gusto. Lin Cheng is now unsure what Chu-hee is going to do. But the two of them only followed Chu-hee and sat at the table in the middle of the brothel. The two of them looked at them from time to time when they saw other strangers, making them both feel a little uncomfortable. On the contrary, it is Chu-hee, who looks a little enjoyable, it seems that he is familiar with the environment. Just when the two of them were sitting on pins and needles, the old crow, who had brought the three of them in earlier, walked to the stage in the hall and said with a smile, guest officers. Today the most beautiful woman in our city, Oran Mor Nasu is about to debut. Today is Snow's debut in 3 months. In addition to performing the repertoire for everyone today, Miss Nashue will, as usual, choose a lucky man from the guest officials present to be her guest on the scene. Next, let's welcome Oikanis Nasu's debut. With a soft sound of musical instruments sounded. A beautiful woman walked out of a room on the second floor. Lin Cheng saw the opponent, his eyes widened, his expression dull. Nan looked dumbfounded. Is this the Oran of the foreigner? This is too. Nan murmured to himself, without uttering the word, beauty. Chu-hee was also taken aback by the opponent's appearance. After seeing a lot of beautiful women, Chu-hee couldn't help but sigh, the other side's appearance is indeed amazing. The other party is like a fairy walking out of the painting, with a smile in every move, full of fairy spirit. It's a pity, it's a stranger. Chu-hee took a deep breath and his face returned to normal. And when this Nashue appeared on the stage, the strange men in the brothel went crazy, chanting each other's names one after another. Nashue went to the stage on the first floor, picked up an instrument that Chu-hee hadn't seen before, and started playing. It's a pity, it would be great if the opponent was a human. What a beauty who has met once in 4,000 years, a beauty who has met once in 10,000 years, she is nothing in front of her. Lin Cheng said with emotion. Chu-hee, you give me a bottom line. Did you come in this brothel just to see the appearance of the stranger Oran? Lin Cheng looked at Chu-hee and asked again. Nan also looked at Chu-hee, and he also hoped that Chu-hee could give an answer. Neither of them believed, Chu-hee just came to see the Oran. Do you think I'm the kind of superficial person? Chu-hee smiled and shook his head. Then you come in without a purpose? Lin Cheng asked curiously. Of course it has another purpose. Chu-hee said. Then tell us your purpose, right? Otherwise, I'm itchy in my heart. Lin Cheng asked. Chu He nodded slightly and said in a low voice, "The reason why I came in is indeed for the Oran. But not to witness the appearance of the Oran, but to inquire about the news from the other person. Oran is the most beautiful woman in a city. The habits of these strangers are similar to those in the ancient country. If placed in modern times, then the Oran is equivalent to the top social flower in a city. The other party will have a lot of information. If we can inquire about the city and foreign people from the other party's mouth, it will be very beneficial to our next actions." "So it's like this." Lin Cheng nodded. "Chu He, you just said that you want to get news from this Oran. Since you want to inquire about the news, you must be alone with the other party. How can you be sure that you can be her guest on the scene?" Nan looked at Chu He, wondering. "Don't you watch movies and TV shows?" Chu He asked rhetorically. "I don't watch movies or TV shows. Does it have anything to do with how you become her guest?" Nan said with a weird expression. "Of course it matters. If you watch more ancient movies and TV series, then you should know that the way to become an Oran's guest is to spend money. Didn't you find the strangers sitting in the brothel? Although they are all natural citizens, they are all dressed in brocade clothes, obviously they are all with better family background. The purpose of their coming here is obviously for this Oran. So many people are here for the Oran, and it must be the one with the higher price to be the guest of the Oran." Chu He said. "It turns out that this is the case. You can still learn this kind of knowledge by watching movies and TV shows." Nan whispered. "Okay, let's enjoy it now. After we get the information we want from this Oran, we should do it. Once you do it, this city will be completely messed up. At that time, you won't be as leisurely as it is now." Chu He said flatly. On the stage, Moore's and Noshway's performances fascinated the strangers present. When she finished playing, she got up and saluted everyone. After the old crow came to power, Rory finally got into the topic after a lot of talkative. "Ms. Noshway, we are not only beautiful, but also kind-hearted. She is raising money for the poor children in the slum area. I think the man who donated the most money may be selected by Noshway." Lao Ya said loudly. "This old crow is really shameless. The highest bidder became the guest of the Oran. To put it bluntly, he insisted that it was to raise money for the poor children in the slums." Lin Cheng vomited. "Unexpectedly, there are slums among foreigners, they seem to be similar to us." Nan murmured. "This is also normal. Where there are people, there is a class concept, and there is a gap between the rich and the poor. In our eyes, they are strangers, but in their eyes, we are strangers. Furthermore, they have a greater class concept. For the strange magic card masters we met in the wilderness 2 days ago, we just threatened them, and they handed over the 2 brothers and sisters to us, which is enough to explain a lot of things." Chu He said. "Chu He, since foreigners have such a big class concept, why don't we pretend to be nobles among foreigners?" Lin Cheng asked in a low voice. "Pretending to be a nobleman will only make us more exposed. If we enter the city as foreign nobles, strangers will inevitably come to curry us. But we don't understand the situation of foreigners at all. If you talk to strangers who want to curry favor with us, you are very likely to show off. Now that we pretend to be Ronin is the best choice," Chu He said. Lin Cheng nodded when he heard the words, and said no more. Now the male strangers in the brothel have begun to bid to become the Oran's guests. The price has risen from the initial dozens of silver coins to several gold coins, and the bidding is still rising, but each time the price only rises by dozens of silver coins. Chu He saw that the bidding was so fierce, he also intervened, raised his hand and shouted, "I'll give out 50 gold coins." When Chu He spoke, the strangers present were quiet and looked at Chu He differently. "This, Brother Ronin is willing to donate 50 gold coins to poor children. I don't know who else can donate more gold coins." The old crow's face burst into laughter. Qian Zhao's for Chu He, who is lavish, she can't wait to treat him as an ancestor. After all, this kind of stupid and rich Ronin are rare. And more, Noshway looked at Chu He curiously. This is the first time she has seen such a generous person. Seeing that no one was bidding again, Lao Ya smiled and walked to the side of Chu He. Chu He took out a bag from his arms and took out 50 gold coins. Lao Ya quickly put away the gold coins, and then winked at Oran Noshway, who gave Chu He a grin, walked up to the second floor, and returned to his room. "Ronin, Brother, our Oran is waiting for you in the room, you go up quickly, don't make her wait. Lao Ya looked at Chu He and smiled. Chu He nodded slightly and said to Lao Ya, take care of my two brothers. After that, Chu He gave Lin Cheng and Nan a look and asked them to pay attention to their safety. Then they walked upstairs and walked into Na Shui's boudoir with the envy of other strangers. As soon as Chu He entered the room, he smelled a peculiar fragrance. The fragrance suddenly made his consciousness a little fuzzy. Fortunately, the shadow horse face hidden in Chu He's shadow immediately released a spirit of energy. Chu He only felt a chill coming into his body, and he woke up instantly. At this time, Na Shui was totally different from just now. There was no smile on her face, but a cold and indifferent look on her face. Didn't you faint? Na Shui's expression changed when she saw Chu He was still standing. It seems that it's not a good thing to be your guest on the scene. Chu He doesn't understand the other party's intention to stun him, but if the other party does it, then he won't be polite. Chu He took the bleeding demon Ruksha magic card and realized it. The blood demon Ruksha was holding a dagger, staring at the opponent with murderous intent in his eyes. Na Shui saw the blood demon Rakshasa with a look of horror on her face, and immediately took out her magic card and materialized it. However, her magic card creature, the highest strength is not silver 5-star. Chu He did not keep his hand, and directly let the blood demon Rakshasa kill the opponent's magic card creature. In less than half a minute, all Na Shui's magic card creatures died. Her expression was a little desperate. She looked at Chu He, her body was shaking. I just came in, and I haven't done anything yet, and you're trying to stun me. It seems that you have no purpose in choosing the guest of honor. I'll give you a chance now to tell your purpose, or I'll kill you. Chu He said indifferently. Facing Chu He's threat, Na Shui did not choose to speak, but closed her eyes. Would you rather die than say it? Brave man. As a reward for your courage, I won't kill you. The blood demon Rakshasa, scratch her face with the first head. Chu He said coldly. Hearing this, Na Shui suddenly opened her eyes and looked at Chu He. You kill me, don't scratch my face. Na Shui pleaded. Not afraid of death, but afraid of disfigurement. It's ridiculous. Since you want me not to ruin your appearance, then you tell me, why do you stun me? Chu He said coldly. I'm here to put a slave mark on you. Na Shui hesitated and said. Slave mark, what is that? Chu He asked. Our Nine Spirits Society is a means of controlling people. Julinghui. Chu He heard the other party's words, and a meaningful smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. It seems that the interior of the aliens is not very harmonious. Chu He secretly said in his heart. What happened to the Julinghui you said? Chu He continued to ask. Hearing this, Na Shui looked at Chu He strangely, as if surprised that Chu He did not know about the Nine Spirits Society. Answer my question. Chu He shouted coldly. The Nine Spirits Association is to resist the rule of the royal family. Zhu Linghui's purpose is to make the class of the world disappear. Because the royal family will only deprive us natural people to satisfy their selfish desires. So the purpose of our Nine Spirits Association is to overthrow the rule of the royal family. But there are too many powerful magic card masters in the royal family. In order to urgently need power, our Nine Spirits Association invented the slave imprint. As long as the slave imprint is left on the body, then we can control the person who has the slave imprint. Hearing the other party's answer, Chu He touched his chin with his right hand and continued to ask, then why did you choose to leave a slave mark on the person who is your guest? Those men will spend a lot of money to be my guest of honor, just like you. Our congregation is now not only short of manpower, but also of money. Whether it's a powerful magic card master or a rich person, it is my duty to plant a slave mark on them and let them be used by the Nine Spirits Association. Na Shui replied. So, in this city, are there many members of your Nine Spirits Society? Chu He asked. Na Shui nodded. You are gathering in this city now, just to accumulate strength, or are you planning to attack this city? Chu He asked. Are you trying to inform? It's useless, I don't even know where the rest of the Nine Spirits Society are. Even if you tell this matter to the Silver Clan who command this city, the other party will not find other members of the Nine Spirits Society. Now I've said everything I want to say, you can do it. Na Shui closed her eyes after she finished speaking. I didn't expect the contradictions within the aliens to be so big. Isn't this Nine Spirits Guild just like the Heaven and Earth Guild that Wei Xiaobao joined? If the people of the Nine Spirits Society want to overthrow this city, I can definitely help them. Chu He secretly said in his heart. The gray soldiers and red soldiers in this city are the biggest enemies of the magic card masters in the steel barrier. If you can help the people of the Nine Spirits Society, the city will be overthrown. At least for a long time, the Iron Bulwark will not be attacked again. If the purpose of your Nine Spirits Society is to overthrow this city, I can help. Chu He said. Hearing this, Na Shui looked at Chu He with a strange look. You heard right, if you Zhuanghui intend to overthrow this city, my brothers and I can help you. Chu He continued. Why do you want to help us? Na Shui asked with a puzzled face. Looking at your beauty, is that the reason? Chu He laughed. Na Shui didn't believe Chu He's words at all. After all, the murderous aura that Chu He exuded just now was real. If she didn't say it just now, Chu He would definitely let the blood demon Rakshasa scratch her face, and she knew this very well in her heart. But now Chu He actually offered to help her, so that she didn't understand the reason why Chu He did it. If you really want to help us, then you can prove it. Na Shui said. What proof? Kill the deputy chief of the Carey clan. He is the brother of the city lord. Kill him, I will believe that you really help us. After Na Shui said this, she looked at Chu He. In her opinion, Chu He would definitely be furious when he heard her request. After all, the deputy chief of the Carey clan is not only the younger brother of the city lord, but also a powerful gold-level magic card master. It's hard to kill each other. And once you kill the other party, it is equivalent to poking a hornet's nest. At that time, the city owner will definitely order the city to be closed until the murderer is found. But Chu He's expression was exactly what she expected. Instead of being angry, Chu He nodded with a smile. No problem, in order to prove my sincerity to you Zhuanghui, I will kill the deputy head of the Carey clan. Chu He said. When Na Shui heard Chu He's words, her expression became even more strange. You are serious. If I'm not serious, am I joking with you by saying so much? Chu He asked rhetorically. For Chu He, if he can make the aliens of the Nine Spirit Society trust him, it will be of great help to him. No matter what the real purpose of the Nine Spirits Society is, whether it wants to overthrow the rule of the royal family, or a society with no class concept, or if it wants to overthrow the rule of the royal family, the Nine Spirit Society will rule the other people and they will be with him. It doesn't matter. Chu He has only one purpose, to kill inhumans. No matter what method is used to kill the inhumans, Chu He is willing. If it can trigger the infighting of the aliens, it would be the best for him. Am I here to find you after killing the other party? Chu He asked. I will report today's matter to my superiors. If you can kill the deputy chief of the Carey clan, someone will find you. Na Shui said. After Chu He heard this, he didn't say more. I wanted to turn around and leave, but I just entered the room and left now, so it is inevitable that people will be suspicious. Chu walked to the river stool and sat down, looked at Na Shui and said, How long do people who enter your room usually stay and leave? About 2 hours, Na Shui said. Chu He heard the words and nodded slightly. Seeing that Chu He was just sitting quietly on the stool, Na Shui's fear of Chu He was not as great as before. She also went to the stool and sat down without saying a word. Chu He's initial plan was to learn about the aliens in this city from Na Shui's mouth. But now, he doesn't plan to ask. After all, the identity of the other party is not an ordinary person. Now go to ask the other party, maybe you will reveal the clues and make the other party suspicious. Chu He and the other party sat quietly for 2 hours without any problems, after which Chu He left the room. After Chu He left the room, he felt amused when he saw Lin Cheng and Nan surrounded by female transgender people, with embarrassed expressions on their faces. When Chu He went downstairs, the old crow immediately greeted him and looked at Chu He with a flat face. Ronan, Master, can you be happy alone with Miss Na Shui? Quite happy. Chu He laughed. We, go. Chu He greeted Lin Cheng and Nan. When the two heard Chu He's words, they immediately got up and followed Chu He away. Chu He, the two of us have been entangled by those female inhumans for so long, don't tell me that you haven't heard any useful information from that Oran. Lin Cheng looked at Chu He with a sullen expression. It's not just about getting useful news. That Oran's identity is unusual. Chu-hee said solemnly. Does that Oran have any other identity? Nan asked curiously. Chu-hee told both of them what happened between him and Noshue before. That Oran wants to leave a slave mark on you. It's scary to think about it. It's fortunate that you have a shadow horse face in your shadow, otherwise you'll be tricked. When the time comes, you will be controlled by the other party, and the two of us still don't know that you are being controlled. That is the most terrifying thing. Lin Cheng said in fear. By the way, Chu-hee, how do you prove that you are not being controlled now? In case you are already being controlled by the other party with the slave seal, and you still pretend to be with us, isn't the two of us very dangerous? Lin Cheng suddenly remembered this flower and looked at Chu-hee with a wary expression. Chu-hee heard the words and asked with a smile, if I have been controlled by her with the slave mark, do you think the two of you will still be alive? No matter how you fight among aliens, it's an internal fight, but if it's related to us humans, the nature will be different. If I have been planted with a slave mark by the other party, can the identities of the two of you not be exposed? Lin Cheng nodded, it seems to be the same reason. Lin Cheng, you have enough, don't be here anymore. Nan looked at Lin Cheng and shook his head. I'm not doing this for safety. Lin Cheng whispered. Chu-hee, where is the deputy chief of the Carey clan? How can we kill him? The other party is the younger brother of the city lord. If we kill him, how should we retreat? Nan looked at Chu-hee and asked. The problem of retreat, don't worry. The most important thing now is to confirm where the deputy chief of the Carey clan is. But before that, we have to find a place to live. After we settle down, we first find out where the deputy chief of the Carey clan is, and then we will do it. Chu-hee said. After that, the three Chu-hee found the most luxurious inn in the city and stayed there. Seeing the strangers in the inn, all wearing modern clothes, Chu-hee suddenly felt like entering the ancient street. Chu-hee still has a lot of gold coins on his body now, there are hundreds of them. Enough for their daily consumption. Chu-hee asked for 3 rooms and stayed in. During the next 2 days, Chu-hee and the 3 people went out to inquire about news related to the Carey clan during the day. On the 3rd day, both Lin Cheng and Nan gathered in Chu-hee's room. Chu-hee, the situation is a bit troublesome. According to the news I found, the deputy chief of the Carey clan lives in the city lord's mansion. It is too difficult to assassinate him. Lin Cheng said with a solemn expression. The deputy chief of the Carey clan not only lives in the city lord's mansion, but according to the news I have found, there are 2 gold-level alien magic card masters beside the other party. If we do it, once we get entangled by the 2 gold-level alien magic card masters, the situation will be dangerous. Nan's face is also not very good. As you said, if we directly assassinate the deputy chief of the Carey clan, it is likely to fail. But we can change our strategy. Chu-hee laughed. Strategy? What strategy? Lin Cheng asked curiously. We can start with the alien magic card master who protects the deputy chief of the Carey clan. I have inquired about the news that you have found, and I have also inquired about the news about the 2 gold-level alien magic card masters by the way. According to the news I got, there is a gold-level alien magic card master who secretly leaves the city lord's mansion at 10 o'clock every night to meet with a female alien. That gold-level alien magic card master will be our breakthrough. Chu-hee smiled. But even if we kill that gold-level alien magic card master, what should we do next? Nan asked. Don't worry, I already have a plan. Tonight, we will do it. Chu-hee smiled. Lin Cheng and Nan looked at each other, neither of them asked Chu-hee what his plan was. After all, they all believe in Chu-hee's ability. After the two left Chu-hee's room, Chu-hee took out a magic card and looked at it quietly. The frame of the magic card is silver and white, and there are 5 stars in the upper right corner of the magic card. This magic card is the variety painted skin ghost. This ever-changing painted ghost card is the key to Chu-hee's plan tonight. As long as there is this ever-changing picture-skinned ghost card, Chu-hee's plan can be implemented smoothly. 9 page M. The 3 Chu-hee left the inn. Lin Cheng and Nan followed Chu-hee and walked quickly on the street. The nightlife of Yiren is also very rich at night. Especially places like brothels and gambling halls are full of people. Chu-hee, what exactly is your plan? You tell us now, we also have a bottom. Lin Cheng looked at Chu-hee and said. The plan is actually very simple. Get rid of the gold-level magic card master who protects the deputy chief of the Carey clan, pretend to be the opponent, and then assassinate the opponent. Chu-hee said. You mean we lie in ambush next to the female stranger that the other party is going to meet, and when the other party appears, we will attack and kill the other party? Lin Cheng asked. If we ambush the other party, once we let the other party react, it will be a lot of trouble. After all, the other party is a stranger who protects the younger brother of the city lord, and his strength is definitely not bad. Once the opponent is not assassinated, then our plan to assassinate the deputy patriarch of the Carey clan will probably have no less trouble. Nan looked at Chu-hee, and pointedly pointed out the problem. Chu-hee smiled. Don't worry, there is no danger in assassination. After half an hour, the three Chu-hee all went to the room of a female stranger. The owner of the house is now in a coma. Why didn't you kill her? Lin Cheng asked. Kill her, there will inevitably be the smell of blood wafting away. If the smell of blood is smelled by other people, in case it causes unnecessary trouble, it will be bad for us. And keeping her now, there is still a little use, Chu-hee said in a flat voice. After Chu-hee finished speaking, he realized the variety-painted skin ghost. Lin Cheng, I have to wrong you a bit. Chu-hee looked at Lin Cheng, 8 or 7, and smiled. Hearing this, Lin Cheng was stunned for a moment, and then he reacted with a different expression on his face. Chu-hee, don't you want me to pretend to be this strange woman? That's right, you got it right. Chu-hee smiled. No, why did you let me pretend to be this strange woman? Can't you make the variety-painted skin ghost pretend to be a female alien? And there's Nan, why do you want me to pretend to be an alien woman? Lin Cheng said aggrievedly. Hearing what Lin Cheng said, Nan looked at Lin Cheng, his face was paralyzed, and Lin Cheng's body trembled inexplicably. The variety-painted skin ghost is a magic card creature, and the opponent is a gold-level magic card master. It is very likely that you will be aware of the identity of the variety-painted skin ghost. As for Nan, he has a facial paralyzed face. You let him play the female stranger, didn't you expose it all at once? Give me a grievance. If we can kill the deputy chief of the Carey clan this time, so that the people of the 9 spirits will trust us, once the 9 spirits are provoked to fight with the lord of this city, then we will serve mankind. And you, as the great hero in this plan, your contribution is definitely second to none. Think about it, once the plan is successful this time, the city will not be over, it will be considered abolished, and it will no longer be able to pose a threat to the card masters in the steel barrier. When those magic card masters know your contribution to this plan, your reputation has skyrocketed. Don't you want to be famous among the steel barriers? Chu-hee asked with a smile while looking at Lin Cheng. Lin Cheng heard this, with a bitter smile on his face. It seems that I can't refuse. Yes, Lin Cheng nodded slightly. Lin Cheng sighed lightly, closed his eyes, and assumed his fate. Chu-hee asked variety-painted skin ghost to use variety makeup to disguise Lin Cheng's appearance as a comatose female stranger. After hearing the words, the variety-painted skin ghost observed the female stranger for a while, and then began to write and makeup on Lin Cheng. After a while, Lin Cheng became a good-looking, female stranger. Even the clothes on his body became exactly the same as the female stranger. Then what should I do next? What should I do if that gold-level alien magic card master wants to do it to me? Lin Cheng asked. When he finished speaking, he found that his voice had become female. For a moment, he was stunned. Nan was on the side, unable to hold back, his face was paralyzed and a big smile appeared on his face. Don't worry, well, he has no chance to do it to you. Chu-hee laughed. Chu-hee also asked the ever-changing skin ghost to add a charm makeup to Lin Cheng, making Lin Cheng more attractive. After that, Chu-hee let the shadow horse face hide in Lin Cheng's shadow. As long as the gold-level alien magic card master arrives, when Lin Cheng fascinates the opponent, Chu-hee will let the shadow horse face appear and kill the opponent. Now all that's left is to wait. After more than half an hour, the target Chu-hee and the others wanted to assassinate appeared. When Lin saw that the target of their assassination was a burly man with a beard, the corner of his mouth twitched. In order to complete the task, he can only bite the bullet now. Honey, you are so beautiful today. When the bearded alien saw Lin Cheng disguised as a female alien, there was a smile that men could understand. Under the effect of charming makeup, Lin Cheng's disguised female is more beautiful than the real female. Lin Cheng saw that the other party was hugging him, and Lin Cheng wanted to hide. But when he thought of the task, he could only grit his teeth and endure it. When Lin Cheng was hugged by the other party and the other party touched his face with his beard, he couldn't bear it any longer. He felt like he was going to vomit if he continued. He pushed him away suddenly. This alien magic card master looked at Lin Cheng with a blank look on his face, not understanding why Lin Cheng pushed him away. At this moment, a shadowy horse face appeared out of thin air from Lin Cheng's shadow. Seeing the shadow horse face, the alien magic card master was stunned. But before he could react, he was shot through the chest by the shadow arrow shot by the shadow horse, and died on the spot. Lin Cheng, your temptation failed. Nan came out of the dark, looked at Lin Cheng and said, "Come and try, it's disgusting. I almost vomited when a man with a beard covered my face." Lin Cheng looked at Nan with a hopeless expression, his voice full of despair. "It's hard work." Chu He also walked out of the dark and smiled at Lin Cheng. Chu He once again embodied the ever-changing skinny ghosts and transformed Lin Cheng's appearance into a male Ronin. After that, Chu He asked variety-painted ghosts to use variety makeup on him, turning him into a bearded alien magician. "Chu He, are you going alone? Will it be too dangerous?" Nan asked, looking at Chu He. "No matter how dangerous it is, this is the only chance to assassinate the deputy chief of the Carey clan," Chu He said solemnly. "But after you assassinated the deputy chief of the Carey clan, how would you escape?" Lin Cheng asked. "Don't worry, I'll find a way. You guys go back to the inn and wait for me now," Chu He said. "Then be careful yourself," Nan urged. "We must come back alive. Remember, if the assassination is unsuccessful, we can rely on the variety-painted ghosts to attack and kill other alien magicians. There is no need to risk our own lives," Lin Cheng also said with a serious expression. Chu nodded and said no more, and walked towards the city lord's mansion. When Chu walked to the Hecheng lord's mansion, he was also a little nervous. After all, this is the base camp of the enemy. The strongest alien magic card masters in this city are all in this city. Once his assassination fails, it will be dangerous. But in order to be able to destroy this alien city, even if it is dangerous, Chu He will not shrink back. Walking towards the gate of the city lord's mansion, the strangers guarding the gate asked respectfully after seeing Chu He. Chu He nodded slightly and walked into the mansion blankly. "It's weird, how could Lord Luo Shan come back so early today? Could it be that Master Luo Shan had a conflict with that woman?" Usually, Luoshan Sama smiled when he came back, but he was expressionless just now. "You are right, Master Luo Shan may indeed have a conflict with that woman. It's really, I don't know what a woman is, what a noble status of Lord Luo Shan, it is her honor to be able to see her. I don't know how many women want to enter the arms of Lord Luoshan. Okay, this matter, we two can talk about it, don't let other people hear it. Otherwise, we talked about Lord Luo Shan's private affairs behind our backs, but it would be a big crime." Chu He didn't hear the conversation between two strangers. Chu He has already walked into the mansion. But this city lord's mansion is very large, and he doesn't know which room the deputy chief of the Carey clan lives in. After all, even if he inquires that the other party lives here, it is impossible to find out which room the other party lives in. But for this problem, Chu He has already prepared. "Shadow Mamian, find the other party," Chu He ordered. Upon receiving the order, a shadow split from the shadow under Chu He's feet and quickly left. In order not to make a mistake, Chu He didn't move around, but walked to the garden of the mansion and stopped, sitting on a rock at will. "Luo Shan, why are you back?" A man with a thin bamboo pole walked up to Chu He and sat down and asked. Chu He saw the other person walk to him and sit down, his heart sank. The opponent is the gold-ranked alien demon card master Zamu, who is guarding another deputy chief of the Carey clan. "Dating with your little lover had a conflict." Zamu looked at Chu He, smiled and asked. "Don't mention it." Chu He showed an irritable look on his face and shook his head. "Okay, Luo Shan, just a woman. With your ability, what kind of woman can't you get? Women in the city, who do you fall in love with? Tell me, I will help you get it." Jamu laughed. No need, Chu He said indifferently. He just wanted to send the opponent away now. After all, Luo Shan and the opponent are both alien magic card masters who protect the deputy chief of the Carey clan. Both people are familiar with each other. Chu He didn't dare to talk nonsense. If he said the wrong thing and revealed his identity, it would be dangerous. As the saying goes, saying more is wrong, not saying it is good. As long as there is not much words, the other party cannot doubt him. Seeing Chu He didn't want to say more, Zamu patted Chu He on the shoulder, got up and left. Seeing the other party leave, Chu He's heart was also relieved. Chu He waited for a while, and Shadow Mamian returned. Creator, I found the target person. Hearing the words of the Shadow Horse face, Chu He immediately walked in the direction pointed by the Shadow Horse face. In the backyard of the mansion, Chu He found the target to assassinate. The deputy patriarch of the Carey clan is a middle-aged male stranger with a gloomy face. He was sitting on a recliner, and there were two female strangers next to him giving him a massage. Luo Shan, what's the matter? The other party looked at Chu He and said indifferently. Chu He didn't expect that there was a maid by his side. If he lets the Shadow Horse face to do it now, he can kill the opponent with one arrow. But what about the two maids? If the two of them screamed and attracted other aliens in the city lord's mansion, it would be difficult to escape. Chu He's mind flipped and decided to take a gamble. Sir, there is something very important to report to you. Chu He said. A very important thing. You can say, both of them are my maids, don't worry that they will spread the word when they hear it. Hearing the other party's answer, Chu He continued, Sir, it's about the Nine Spirits Society. When he heard the Nine Spirits Association, the expression of the deputy head of the Carey clan suddenly changed. He immediately waved his hand and let the two maids leave. He got up from the reclining chair, looked at Chu He, and said solemnly, Luo Shan, I found out that you were in the Nine Spirit Association. Chu He nodded and said, I did find out where the members of the Nine Spirit Society were hiding. Where is it? Tell me now. Seeing the eager look of the other party, Chu He also realized that the Nine Spirits would pose a greater threat to these nobles than he imagined. There is a person from the Nine Spirits Association, that is the Oran Mershi Nashwe in our city. Chu He said. Hearing this, the deputy chief of the Carey clan showed a strange look on his face. Are you sure? I'm sure. The Wa Kui is actually a member of the Nine Spirits Association, I really didn't expect it. However, Luo Shan, how did you know her identity? The deputy head of the Carey clan looked at Chu He and said solemnly. She told me. What do you mean by what she told you? The deputy chief of the Carey clan stared at Chu He with a surprised expression. She asked me to kill you. Chu He grinned, with murderous intent on his face. At the same time, behind the deputy chief of the Carey clan, a shadow horse has appeared. The shadow horse face has picked up the bow and arrow, and the shadow arrow condenses on the string. Shot an arrow. The deputy chief of the Carey clan was shot through the chest. He lowered his head and looked at the shadow arrow that penetrated his chest in disbelief. You are not Roshan. Who are you? Before he died, the deputy chief of the Carey clan looked at Chu He with an unwilling expression on his face. You're right, I'm not Luo Shan. I'm not an alien either. I'm human. Chu He rubbed his face hard, returning to his true appearance. Seeing Chu He's true appearance, the deputy patriarch of the Carey clan was full of anger, but there was nothing he could do. The arrow of the shadow horse face pierced through his heart. He's not dead yet, it's all about his will. But after a few seconds, he closed his eyes and died on the spot. After the death of the other party, Chu He re-embodied the variety-painted skin ghost, and let the variety-painted skin ghost use variety makeup on him, disguising him as the deputy chief of the Carey clan. As for the real deputy patriarch of the Carey clan, Chu He asked variety-painted ghosts to disguise the other party as Luo Shan. After that Chu He shouted loudly, come on. Hearing Chu He's words, another guard, Jamu, rushed over immediately. When he saw Luo Shan, lying on the ground, his face showed a look of astonishment. Your Excellency, what happened? He looked at Chu He and asked with a terrified expression. Luo Shan rebelled and took refuge in the Nine Spirits Society, and was killed by me. Chu He looked at each other and said coldly. Luo Shan rebelled. How is it possible? Zamu heard Chu He's answer, with a strange expression on his face, and he didn't dare to say anything. Why, are you doubting what I said? Chu-hee looked at each other and said angrily. Don't dare. He immediately lowered his head, not daring to look at Chu-hee. You come with me now. From Luo Shan's mouth, I asked where the people of the Nine Spirits Club are. Chu-hee ordered. My lord, are we the two? Will this be too risky? After all, this matter has something to do with the Nine Spirits Society. Don't you report this matter to the city lord? Zhamu asked in a low voice when he heard Chu-hee's words. Why, are you not confident in your strength, or do you think that I am a trash without my brother? Chu-hee yelled angrily. In the past 2 days, Chu-hee has also inquired about the patriarch of the Carey clan. Although he lives in the city lord's mansion, his relationship with his city lord's brother is not good. That's why Chu-hee said so now. Small dare not, adults forgive me. Chu-hee snorted coldly, come with me. Chu-hee walked out of the backyard quickly. Zhamu glanced at Luo Shan's body, sighed lightly, and followed Chu-hee away. Chu-hee took the opponent and left the city lord's mansion without guarding the back door. When the two people left the city lord's mansion less than 5 minutes away, an arrow flew from a distance and shot towards Chu-hee's chest. My lord, be careful. Zamu immediately stopped in front of Chu-hee. He realized his magic card creature and blocked the arrow that was shot at Chu-hee. Chu-hee is also a little surprised now. Who wants to kill him? No, I didn't want to kill him. Who wanted to kill the deputy chief of the Carey clan? After all, the identity he now plays is the deputy chief of the Carey clan. My lord, I will cover you back to the city lord's mansion first. Zamu looked at Chu-hee with a solemn expression. With your strength, can't you kill the opponent? Chu-hee looked at the opponent and said coldly. Chu-hee deceived the opponent for the purpose of getting rid of the opponent in no one's place. Unexpectedly, he now became a target. This is also good. He took the opportunity to kill the opponent while the killer attacked him, and then fled. Zamu heard what Chu-hee said and explained, My lord, I am worried about your safety. If you are in danger, Lord City Lord will grab my skin. My lord, please return to the City Lord's mansion first. No, I want to see who dared to attack me. Chu-hee shouted angrily. Zamu's expression was a little helpless. In the past, when Luo Shan was still there, even if they were attacked by the enemy, one of them was responsible for dealing with the attackers, and the other was to protect the deputy chief of the Carey clan. But now he is alone, he is in a dilemma. It's not to find the attacker, stay here to defend, and you will be scolded again. He felt a bit dilemma. At this moment, 2 rocket launchers flew towards them in the distance. Seeing this, Zhamu immediately ordered the magic card creature to block the attack. And seeing the 2 rocket launchers, Chu-hee knew who the attacker was. Pegasus Knight, kill these 2 aliens. An angry shout sounded. 2 knights on Pegasus flew quickly from a distance. It's them. Didn't they all wait in the inn? Chu-hee thought to himself. The people who attacked Chu-hee now are undoubtedly Lim Sung and Nam. Chu-hee estimated that the 2 of them were preparing to meet him nearby after assassinating the deputy chief of the Carey clan. But he didn't expect that he disguised as the deputy chief of the Carey clan and left with Zhamu. When Lin Cheng and Nan saw this scene, they would definitely think that Chu-hee's assassination had failed, and maybe they even tortured their positions from Chu-hee's mouth. That's why, the deputy head of the Carey clan will leave with another alien magician, most likely to go to the inn to arrest them. In order to avenge Chu-hee, the 2 of them suddenly made a move, wanting to kill the deputy chief of the Carey clan. The mere silver-level magic card creatures also dare to attack us, I don't know whether to live or die. Zhamu snorted coldly, and was ordering the magic card creatures to kill the 2 Pegasus Knights flying towards them. At this moment, in the shadow under Chu-hee's feet, a shadowy face appeared, grabbed the neck of this alien magic card master with both hands, and twisted it directly. After that, the shadow Malaxian shoots arrows, killing the magic card creatures summoned by the opponent. At this time, the 2 Pegasus Knights flying towards Chu-hee suddenly stopped and turned back. Lin Cheng and Nan ran out of the dark. The 2 of them looked surprised when they saw Chu-hee. Chu-hee, how did you become like this? Lin Cheng asked in astonishment. After all, the shadow horse face is one of Chu-hee's signature magic card creatures. After seeing the shadow horse, Lin Cheng and Nan, no matter how stupid, knew that the deputy head of the Carey clan in front of them was Lin Cheng pretending to be. In order to lead this alien magic card master out, kill him. I didn't expect to meet you in the end, didn't I ask you to wait for me at the inn? Chu He asked with a smile. We are not worried about your safety, so I'm waiting around here, ready to pick you up. When I saw you coming out before, Nan and I were both frightened, thinking that you missed being caught and killed. That's why I want to take action and avenge you. Lin Cheng said. It's fine, since the assassination is successful now, we should withdraw. Nan said. Chu He nodded slightly. Get out of here as soon as possible and return to the inn first. I'm afraid it won't be peaceful in the next few days. Chu He let the shadow horse face use shadow arrows to vaporize Jamu's body, and then redisguised him as a Ronin, and returned to the inn with Lin Cheng and Nan. The variety makeup that the variety painted skins left on the deputy chief of the Carey clan could not last long. Once someone looks at the other party's body, it will definitely be disposed of. When dealing with the other party's body, the action will definitely be very rough. After all, the other party is a mutineer. And when it is affected by external force, the effect of variety makeup will disappear, allowing the other party to return to their real appearance. When the elder brother of the other party, that is, the city owner, finds out, the other party will be furious. After all, he killed his younger brother in the other party's mansion. This is not just as simple as killing his younger brother, but also a provocation and insult to him. The other party is bound to be furious, and will definitely use some unconventional means to find the murderer. Maybe it will find the people of the Nine Spirits Association. When the two sides have a conflict, Chu He and the others can also take advantage of the snipe and clam to fight for the benefit of the fishermen. Even if the people of the Nine Spirits Association are not found, after this time, the people of the Nine Spirits Association will definitely believe him. After all, even the assassination of the deputy chief of the Carey clan had done things like that. The people of the Nine Spirits Society would not think he had a problem. After getting the trust of the Nine Spirits, it does not matter if the Nine Spirits cannot provoke an attack on this city. As long as he can get some high-level information from the Nine Spirits, he can reveal the news to the city lord of this city. In short, after the assassination tonight, the city will be completely chaotic. The actual situation was more violent than Chu He expected. It was just after 2 o'clock in the morning the following day that the deputy chief of the Carey clan was assassinated. The inn where Chu He and the three of them stayed was surrounded by many strangers. All the people who stayed in came out to be checked, and if anyone didn't come out, they would all be punished with conspiracy. Standing in the lobby of the inn, Alien Chibing shouted loudly. Chu He, who had not been asleep for long, heard a loud shout from outside the door, and a cold smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. When he got dressed and went out, he saw Lin Cheng and Nan also walking out of the 2 rooms next door. Both of them walked to Chu He's side, their expressions a little nervous. Nan is a little better. After all, he has a facial paralyzed face. Even if he is a little nervous, it is not too obvious. As for Lin Cheng's expression, he knew that he was panicked right now. Chu He, this is in trouble. These strangers come to search, and if they are a little careless, they will have physical conflicts with them. Once a physical conflict occurs, isn't our disguise exposed? Lin Cheng worried. The more afraid you are now, the easier it is to expose. You don't need to talk, I will handle everything. Go downstairs with me now. Chu He looked at Lin Cheng and Nan and said. Then the 2 of them followed Chu He downstairs. In the lobby on the 1st floor, the strangers who walked out of the inn room looked at the stranger Chibing with a little horror. After the 3 of Chu He got down, Chu He walked directly towards each other. Lin Cheng and Nan saw that Chu He took the initiative to walk towards each other, their expressions changed. They want to hold each other now, but there is no way at all. Chu walked to He, a stranger, the Scarlet Soldier, with a cold expression. Uncle, I just fell asleep, you wake me up, are you looking for death? What an arrogant tone, I am now hosting things for the city, do you dare not cooperate? The stranger Chibing looked at Chu He and shouted coldly. Chu He sneered, sponsoring things for the city. I'm a Ronin, who can control me in this world, don't you think it is ridiculous that you use your city lord to suppress me? After Chu He finished speaking, he realized Mingyan Bull's head. If you don't apologize to me now, I will let my magic card creature chop you with an axe. Chu-hee said angrily. This stranger Chibing didn't expect Chu-hee's attitude to be so tough. Seeing the mighty Mingyan bullhead beside him, he swallowed. Sorry, we are searching for the assassin who entered the city lord's mansion. I apologize for interrupting your rest. The foreigner Chibing bowed his head honestly. Not only me, but also my 2 brothers. I tell you, if I hadn't stopped my 2 brothers, you would be dead now, you know. You only apologize to me, not to them. Chu-hee pointed at Lin Cheng and Nan and shouted loudly. Hearing Chu-hee's words, Lin Cheng's Nan and the 2 also reacted, with fierce expressions on their faces. The alien Kai Bing had a panicked look on his face, and immediately apologized to Lin Cheng and Nan. It's your business to search for assassins, don't disturb us. If you dare to wake our 3 brothers again, it will cost you your life. Chu-hee looked at each other and shouted angrily. After speaking, Chu-hee turned the Mingyan bullhead into a magic card creature and took it back, then walked towards Lin Cheng and Nan, and gave them both a wink. The 2 immediately followed him upstairs. Chu-hee, are you crazy? If you do this, you are not afraid that he will report the 3 of us to their city lord? Lin Cheng asked in a low voice. As the saying goes, being a thief is flustered, we are acting so tough now, but it proves that has no ghosts in our hearts. Don't forget, we are Ronin, we don't need to be bound by any rules, we just have to be so tough. On the contrary, the 3 of us acted as a no-brainer, which made him suspect us. Chu-hee explained. Chu-hee, you are really amazing. To think of such a psychological tactic in a short period of time. Nan admired. It's not even a psychological tactic. It's mainly because when I was looking for information in the past 2 days, I found that other foreigners were a little afraid of me. I wonder if the Ronin is feared by other aliens in the group of aliens. That's why I did that just now. In fact, I wanted to verify my guess. After all, if a Ronin commits a crime, it will be fine if he flees to other places, and the Inhumans do not have mobile phones and cannot communicate remotely. It is very difficult to want a Ronin who commits a crime, and since Ronin do not have a clan, even if they commit a crime, if you want to take revenge on the other clan, you can't do it. Maybe it's because of this reason that other aliens are afraid of Ronin. But the result will be better than I expected. Under my intimidation, the alien red soldier just now honestly apologized to us. Chu-hee laughed. Hearing Chu-hee's explanation, Lin Cheng and Nan looked at each other, and both saw a look of astonishment on each other's faces. They thought Chu-hee was using psychological tactics to intimidate each other. The result was unexpectedly to verify the guess. But the intimidation just now was very successful. Both of them admire Chu-hee's courage. How dare someone else do this? After all, the one who killed the deputy chief of the Carey clan was Chu-hee. As a result, Chu-hee was so justifiable to endure the alien red soldier, forcing the other party to apologize. Simply awesome. Lord Chibing, just let the 3 of them go back to the room. What if the 3 of them are assassins who broke into the city lord's mansion? An alien gray soldier walked to the side of the alien red soldier and asked in a low voice. Yuren Chibing glanced at the other party and scolded coldly, "Are you teaching me to do things?" "The villain dare not," the alien gray soldier said in horror. "Idiot, don't use your pig brain to think about it. Which assassin have you ever seen dared to be so arrogant and arrogant? If they were really assassins, they wouldn't dare to attract our attention in the face of our search. But their performance proves that they have nothing to do with this. Now order to go on and search the people in rooms other than the 3 Ronin." Yuren Chibing said coldly. "The villain understands." The alien gray soldier was scolded, bowed his head, and said respectfully. The 3 of Chu-hee stayed in the room, and the search by foreigners outside was very dynamic, but Chu-hee was as calm as water and did not panic at all. Lin Cheng and Nan were a little nervous. But the strangers who were searched never entered the room of the 2 of them, letting them both breathe a sigh of relief. The stranger searched the tea and outside the inn 3 times. Anyone who was suspicious, they immediately escorted them away. The whole inn was turned into a mess, but the room of the 3 of them, Chu-hee, was not affected in any way. An hour later, the stranger who was searched left. Both Lin Cheng and Nan arrived at Chu-hee's room. Both of them breathed a sigh of relief. "Those strangers who searched almost scared me to death, making me frightened," Lin Cheng said, patting his chest. Chu-hee, I didn't expect that you were right, those strangers didn't even enter our room. It seems that you have successfully lied to them before. Nan followed. Chu-hee smiled, now is just the beginning. You mean these strangers will come to search? Lin Cheng asked. It's not as simple as searching. In the next period of time, ranging from 3 to 5 days to 10.5 months, the city will become extremely chaotic. Chu-hee said indifferently. Why? Lin Cheng wondered. The younger brother of the city lord was killed. And it was killed in the city lord's mansion. If you were the lord of this city, what would you do? Chu-hee looked at Lin Cheng and asked. Find the murderer. Kill my brother in my place. If you don't find the murderer, you will never stop. Lin Cheng thought for a while and said. You were right. I killed the deputy chief of the Carey clan in the city lord's mansion. This is not only a provocation to the lord, but also an insult. After all, this is the other side's territory. Killing his brother on the other side's territory, no one can bear it. But it is impossible for the other party to find the murderer, but the other party will not continue this matter. After all, this matter will continue to be used, and it will not be good for him. When the other party can't find the murderer, how do you think the other party should stop this search? Chu-hee looked at Lin Cheng and continued to ask. You mean that the city lord may find a substitute for the dead ghost, and it is very possible to find someone to explain it to the public. Lin Cheng thought for a while, and said uncertainly. When Nan heard Lin Cheng's words, he glanced at Lin Cheng and said, how could the other party casually find someone to explain to the public? There is no need for the other party to explain to the public. If I understand correctly, Chu-hee means that the other party may use his brother's death this time to kill all those who have enemies with him. After all, the murderer is Chu-hee. When the other party can't find a hand, the other party can say that anyone is a murderer. Foreigners are not the only family. Even if the other party is the city owner, there will be some enemies. If you usually do it, the teacher will be unknown. For example, if he is the master of a city, it will cause other people to be dissatisfied. But with this opportunity, the other party may take the opportunity to kill all enemies. And those who are to be forcibly used as murderers by the city lord will never sit back and wait for death. Maybe they will resist collectively and cause riots. Hearing Nan's words, Lin Cheng's face showed a sudden look. It turned out that's it, I didn't expect this layer at all. Next, this city will be completely messed up. During this time, we don't want to go out and stay in the inn. Chu-hee said. Upon hearing Chu-hee's words, Lin Cheng and Nan nodded slightly. After that, the two of them left Chu's room and went back to their rooms. The next 3 days, the development of the matter is the same as Chu-hee expected. The city owner arrested people in the city on the excuse of looking for the murderer. Moreover, the people who were arrested were also aliens with status in the city. It's not that there is no resistance, but as long as there are aliens who resist, they will be killed by the city lord's people. Now the city is full of complaints, and everyone is in danger. Although Chu-hee stayed at home for the past 3 days, he still learned a lot of information from other aliens in the inn. After all, money can make ghosts run the mill, and he still has a lot of gold coins. Under the magic of money, other Inhumans told Chu-hee everything they knew. And on the 3rd night, a stranger came to find Chu-hee. Inside Chu-hee's room, Chu-hee looked at the alien who came looking for him in front of him. This alien has a pair of dead fish eyes, a bald head, and burn marks on his head, making him look hideous. I'm a member of the 9 Spirit Society. You can call me the Wounded Army. The alien looked at Chu-hee and said in a hoarse voice. Oh, how did you find me? Chu-hee looked at each other and asked with a smile. It's easy to find you, there are our spies among the men of the city lord's mansion. They saw you a few days ago, so I came here. Said the Wounded Army. I heard Na Shui say that you want to help our 9 Spirit Society. But to be honest, I didn't expect you to kill the deputy chief of the Carey clan at all. If you want, I can introduce you and let you and your 2 brothers join our 9 Spirit Society. With your credit this time, you can become an elder of our 9 Spirit Society. The status of a flag elder is equivalent to a red soldier, are you interested? The Wounded Army continued. Hearing the other party's words, Chu-hee's mouth showed a meaningful smile. Chu-hee was thinking about how to speak and mixed into the 9 Spirits Association. As a result, the other party actually took the initiative to invite him. Then please let Brother Huojun help me introduce you. Chu He said with a smile. Until now, I still don't know how you should be called. Asked the wounded army. You can call me Chu Nanchang. Chu He laughed. What clan were you originally? The wounded army asked. Carry, clan. Chu He lied without changing his face. Hearing Chu He's words, the wounded army's expression changed. He looked at Chu He and said in surprise, you said you belong to the Carry clan. That's right, I'm from the Carry clan. For some reason, I left the clan and became a Ronin. Otherwise, do you think I will risk my life to kill the deputy chief of the Carry clan? After all, once I miss, I will die. Chu He said indifferently. It's really rare, the Carry clan is a noble clan, and you actually broke away from the Carry clan and became a Ronin. It seems that a lot of interesting things happened to you. The wounded army said with a smile. I don't want to talk about the past. Chu He looked at each other coldly. The wounded army sneered, then changed the subject and asked, I want to know how you killed him. How to kill, does it matter? Chu He asked rhetorically. It's very important. The wounded army nodded. No comment. Chu He said indifferently. The wounded army heard the words, gave Chu He a deep look, got up and left. Before he walked out of the room, he turned his head to look at Chu He and said, I will come back to you in 2 days at the latest. The wounded army left the room after speaking. Before the wounded army left the room, a dark shadow split into the shadow under Chu He's feet and quickly moved into the shadow under the wounded army's feet. Want to verify my identity? Chu He grumbled coldly. Chu He doesn't care about the other party to verify his identity. Chu He has asked the shadow to follow the opponent. As long as you can find where the top of the Nine Spirits Association is, then Chu He can take the initiative to provoke a war between the Nine Spirits Association and the City Lord. After leaving Chu He's room, the wounded army walked to the lobby on the first floor. The owner of the inn passed by the wounded army. Watch those 3 people. If those 3 people act rashly, report it immediately. The wounded army commanded the hotel owner. Understood. The innkeeper responded and left quickly. When the wounded army left the inn, the innkeeper sat behind the counter as usual. But from time to time, he looked at Chu He and the 3 of them in the room. Chu He waited in the room. After nearly 2 hours, a shadow entered the room through the door. The shadow horse face emerged from the shadow. Creator, the stranger named Jun just now met the 3 senior leaders of the Nine Spirits Association. Those people are discussing whether your identity is true, let the wounded soldiers investigate. After that, the wounded army went to the city lord's mansion again and met another stranger. According to the wounded army's name to that stranger should be the leader of the Nine Spirits Association in this city. Shadow Horse looked at Chu He respectfully. Chu He heard this with a strange look on his face. The leader of the Nine Spirits Society in this city is actually hiding in the city lord's mansion. This is really interesting, Chu He murmured with a smile on his mouth. The stranger the wounded army met in the city lord's mansion, what position is in the city lord's mansion? Chu He asked. It's the butler, Shadow Mamian replied. Creator, one more thing, the owner of this inn is also a member of the Nine Spirits Association. Before the wounded army left, he asked the innkeeper to monitor you. Shadow Mamian continued. Upon hearing this, Chu He nodded slightly and smiled, thank you. It is my honor to work for the Creator. Shadow Mamian's body turned into a shadow and merged into Chu He's feet. Chu He touched his chin with his right hand, a cold light appeared in his eyes. As the owner of this inn also from the Nine Spirits Association. It seems that there are quite a few people in the Nine Spirits Association. Moreover, the leader of the Nine Spirits Society in this city may be the steward of the City Lord's mansion. The other party is really powerful, and he can actually enter the City Lord's mansion. It seems that tonight, I have to send a big gift to the City Lord. Chu He showed a cold smile on his face. Chu He left the room, his gaze glanced at the innkeeper casually. Sure enough, when he left the room, the other person's eyes were on him. Chu He didn't care and walked into Lin Cheng's room. What's the matter? Lin Cheng asked, looking at Chu He. Chu He briefly told Lin Cheng what happened. Lin Cheng was also a little surprised after hearing this. Chu He, what are you going to do now? Lin Cheng asked. Go to the City Lord's mansion, tell the City Lord this news, and start a war between the City Lord and the Nine Spirits Association. Chu-hee smiled. But didn't you mean that the innkeeper is also a member of the Nine Spirits Club? If you leave the inn, won't the other party know? Lin Cheng asked, puzzled. This is going to test your acting skills. Chu-hee smiled. Test my acting skills? Lin Cheng wondered. Yes, test your acting skills. Chu-hee nodded. What are they doing in the room? Are you conspiring? It looks like I have to go over and take a look. The innkeeper said in his heart when he saw Chu-hee enter Lin Cheng's room but did not come out. He took a pot of wine and prepared to enter Lin Cheng's room as a gift of wine. At this moment, Chu-hee walked out of Lin Cheng's room. The innkeeper breathed a sigh of relief when he saw Chu-hee walked out. After all, his task is to monitor Chu-hee and the three of them, and he doesn't want to be extravagant. But at this moment, Chu-hee walked to the railing on the second floor, staring at him with a fierce expression, and shouted, "What do you look at, and then gog your eyes." After being yelled at by Chu-hee, the innkeeper immediately turned his head aside, not daring to look at Chu-hee again. Oops, has my identity been discovered by him? But it shouldn't. He doesn't know that I am from the Nine Spirits Society. When I talked with the wounded soldier before, he didn't go out. It seems that he is too short-tempered. Seeing me staring at him makes him dissatisfied, the innkeeper said secretly in his heart. The innkeeper took a peek at Chu-hee again, just in time to see Qian Zhao Chu-hee returning to the room, and he was relieved. He was really a little scared. Chu-hee walked down and dug out his eyes. He sat behind the counter, his eyes still kept on the door of Chu-hee and the three of them. But at this moment, he saw a strange male stranger walking past his eyes and out of the inn. Strange, when did he come in? Why didn't you see him just now? The innkeeper got up and chased out of the inn, looking at the stranger who had just left the inn, and asked in doubt. Did I miss it before? The innkeeper found that the other party was nothing special, and didn't think about it anymore, and returned to the inn. This innkeeper's instinct is really sharp. The stranger who walked out of the inn turned his head and glanced, with a sneer at the corner of his mouth. Who is he? The answer is simple. He is naturally Chu-hee. Who was Chu-hee before then? It is obviously Lin Cheng. Steal the beam and change the column. This is what Chu-hee thought of. After Chu-hee entered Lin Cheng's room just now, he used a variety of paintings of ghosts to disguise Lin Cheng as his disguised stranger. And he let Variety painted Skin Ghost again and disguised him again, turning him into a strange alien image. Then Lin Cheng walked out of the room and scolded the innkeeper. The innkeeper was guilty of conscience, afraid that he would monitor Chu-hee and their intentions would be discovered, so he turned his head. And Chu-hee took advantage of the opponent's sight to leave, and walked out of Lin Cheng's room. All this is in Chu-hee's plan. Now that I left the inn, it was time to head to the City Lord's mansion. But before that, you have to change the look first. Chu-hee walked into the empty lane. After a while, Chu-hee walked out. His current appearance became the gold-ranked alien demon card master Zamu killed by him. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.